Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
What's up, folks? How's it going? Man, Shara dropped a little hot little slice of fun right before the stream. That was something else, wasn't it?
She sure did. By the way,
Yeah.
super tits are locked and loaded. Everybody, how's your super tits out there, folks? The chat is hilarious. They've been sending me super tits pictures since last night that are hilarious. But yeah, that was fire. We haven't even talked about Robbie and ServiceGate.
I know.
We
The
have
service stuff.
We haven't got to it because there's been so much going on.
And there's still so much. My God, like there's a whole nother show. Like for tomorrow, we've already discussed it and planned it out. Like it's that crazy. There's just that much. I mean, we got an absolute bomb that is dropped today as far as filings, our case. Woo, fun times. We have antis that are under investigation. I had a little police contact today myself, talking about talking about false police reports that a certain somebody put in as well. Well, it's been fun. Yeah, it's been an interesting. Oh yeah, and I've been working on my cooking too. Here, look, come here, Dave. I've got you some Whoppers. So that's how I'm going to serve him right there. I'm like, "Woo, come here." He won't be able to read. He's not Whoppers, and he'll come, and I'll be like, "Served me."
Gross. Don't say Dave will come. I don't want to think about that.
Super tits and double. Gross.
I cannot have that image in my head. He's weird. He makes weird enough facial expressions on YouTube.
I have never seen a person not blink like that. I swear to God, I keep waiting for the film about him like climbing up a bell tower or something.
Climb up a bell tower? Who are you kidding? Maybe
okay, somebody's gonna hoist him up a bell tower.
Prop himself up at the bottom of it.
Oh my Lord! He's like,
he can't get to the high ground.
He is the high ground. What you talking about? Oh shit! Oh my God, man! It's so funny. He was crying about Jeremy, and so I mean, these people were like, they were so.
Wait till I get started on him. He's gonna cry for a month.
He thought he was such a badass, though. He said out there, he talked about how he was part of the commentary community. Now, the commentary community are a bunch of assholes online. They are absolute assholes online, 100%. They aim at other content creators, and they try to ruin them. They do. That's what they do. It's just YouTube drama. That's all they get into. They're always trying to trash each other. And Dave, he bragged about being part of that. And then suddenly, like when he gets a little blowed back online, it's all bad. It's all terrible. Love it. I'm finishing up. So I've been working on my turtle game here.
Game, right?
So I made 30. So I've got to get stickers. I've got to go because I need to decorate the bottom of the Hungry Turtles. I need to put across the bottom. I need to make it look like there's screws and broken glass, because it needs to look real homey. But I put in 30 silver balls. I took silver ones. I had to add a few extra. But I took the Hungry Hippo ones and painted them silver, for their 30 pieces of silver because they'll portray anyone. I colored an extra one red because they have blood on their hands, with the Stark ball. And I took 3 of them and turned them gold because those are the 3 shots where Lynette Preston thought she was going to get the golden ticket.
Oh my
I'm
God.
having way too much fun. Yeah, and then I need some stickers of some wacky eyes and stuff because all these turtles need to look like little mutants. Because there ain't nothing regular up in that place.
Oh my God. It's funny.
I'm having way too much fun with this thing. I need to take a picture of them. Let's see. I actually have I have a model light. Those big overhead lights where they have a magnifier in it and everything. I have one of those set up on my little desk beside me.
Painting, like little figures.
I have one set up on the desk beside me where I'm working on this thing. So, but it's funny. I've been like, I've been kind of obsessed with it. Oh my God. The kids who were helping me like color some of the freaking little balls on it and stuff. It's funny. They were like, "Oh, fun game." I was like, "Yeah, fun game." I was thinking about getting some plastic shells like the ones, in the game. And I was thinking about seeing if I could take them apart and stick a couple of the shells on the turtles, where they're little hungry hippo things, and have them upside down, that way they would be more like the place we're talking about.
That's funny.
Yeah, because all the turtles should be upside down.
Sure.
Your volume is low again.
All right. I'm trying to fix it because Rosalind was texting me saying that it sounds bad. So I'm trying to fix it. How's that?
That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that better?
You sounded fine before. I didn't hear anything weird stuff until you went low, but now you sound fine.
Okay. All right. I fixed it then. I don't know. I'm having the worst problem with voice mod. I've got to get Brad on the case.
I think you're getting trolled sometimes.
I don't think Rosalind was trolling me.
I don't know, Rosalind. Rosalind troll people never know.
There's a problem when you're talking and I'm talking, like it garbles my mic, but that could just be a StreamYard thing. You know how StreamYard is weird? I can't hear it either, but you know how StreamYard is weird when you are playing a YouTube video and you try to talk over it and it cuts your mic? That could be happening.
The reason it does actually, okay, so it isn't StreamYard, it's voice mod, and the reason it does that is because your volume is not up high enough. Because the main volume, so it took me a little while to figure that out. Your volume typically, like if it's on 60, it's fine, right? But if the voice clip or the whatever clip you're playing comes on and it's 80, well, you're at 60. Of course, it's going to way overpower you. So you've got to have your mic volume way up if you're going to talk with any kind of video. It took me a little while to find that one out.
Oh, I'll tell Nick that because he's having all kinds of problems.
Yeah, that's one of the big issues with that. If you're using StreamYards and if you're using voice mod or anything, I mean, the way it comes in. Now, he also needs to check his settings and making sure there's no auto adjust for the sound. Yeah. I know everybody's like, "Whoa, this is very engaging, Doug." I always wanted to hear about voice mod settings. Like, yes, I know you did. Like, check this out. Let's see. Now there's shadowing on it because I've got the light turned on this. All right, but give me 1 second here. Like I said, I've been working on these getting all these little power pellet looking things, the hungry hippo ball. I know they eat. I've been shading them in, saying, "Look, here you go." Okay, nice. And I want the metal, like all the little lines. Those are intentional. I wanted some of that because there's metal all over the ground and crap.
Right.
So I wanted to. Yeah.
It's part of the toddler gauntlet.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to put stickers that look like broken glass.
Nails, broken glass.
Yeah. And then I was thinking in the corner over here, you know how you can get I thought about going to Hobby Lobby and seeing if I could find like a little miniature like trailer home. And I put one over in the corner, and I want to put up a privacy fence over on just one side, though.
Just one side, one between two of the turtles, not all four.
Oh my God, this thing's getting really crazy.
It's gonna be awesome.
I don't have eyes yet because I've got to make them little mutants, They're coming out perfectly. Look, I even got my little painting freaking grabber out so I can paint.
That's so fun.
I'm having way too much fun with this thing. Oh my God. Oh, it's going to be too much fun. Yeah, popsicles for the fence. I actually was thinking about doing that. Somebody just said that. I was thinking about using popsicle sticks for it because they would look like ratty a little bit and, gluing them to the side with some of that Gorilla Glue. They'll stick to anything. Yeah. I was thinking about, and putting some, just slapping gray paint all over the bottom. Because of the way it looks in real life. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing. Oh, yeah, we can't forget the snakes, too. Yes, I need to get a plastic snake. A bald chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I could put all that in the game, though. I mean, you'd have the four corners where the turtles don't grab.
The snake, you could get snake stickers to go on the bottom.
Yeah, I was thinking about
that would be great. Stickers would work because then the balls will still roll over the game.
It's gonna be fun, though. I know. I never realized that the turtles or the hippos when they eat something, the hole where they fall out. It's a hole from their behind. I was like, that's kind of gross, actually. When you think about the mechanism of this thing, that's kind of nasty. Yeah, gross. Did you see the post today from LP, by the way?
No.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, she was talking about
wait. The one about selling things?
Yeah.
You mean the things that she didn't tell the bankruptcy court about?
And she's talking about them being personal. Let's pull that up. Folks.
You can't sell things during a bankruptcy without the court's permission, right?
Yeah, that's a big no-no. That is a very, very big no-no. But
You know
are
what
we
this woman does,
surprised?
though? This woman does whatever she wants, and most of the time, she gets away with it.
I like how selling some gems, some JIM type stones. I wonder.
Gemstones.
Yeah. I'm like, who's Jim?
Well, it's like apparently Jim Jones maybe sold some rocks, and maybe she has them. They're
The Kool-Aid
gemstones.
men. That's what it is.
Yeah,
You
they're
know?
gemstones.
Oh my God. That'll be amazing. But I mean, here she's admitting that these are for private sale. It's not benefiting the turtle sanctuary, that's benefiting herself.
I don't think that's allowed when you're in the middle of bankruptcy court.
Not just that, it destroys her excuse that the reason that she was selling things and didn't report them was because they were for the turtle sanctuary. So this absolutely destroys it, because she's saying, oh, I'm actually selling everything over here because I need to get a little extra money, because we had the money before. Well, let's read this. Let's check it out. So later today, I will be putting pictures of items that I have for sale. Doggone grifter I am. Indeed you are. I just need to start selling stuff. Actually, I work for my extra money. So there, my extra money, I'm working.
Well, why isn't she selling these things at the flea market where she has a booth?
Because they're probably not selling. The one thing about flea markets, again, every now and then somebody, makes this work out for them. But by and large, the only people that win at flea markets, especially small town flea markets, are the people who run the flea market,
Yeah, who are collecting the rent from the people selling the junk.
Well, you remember in the gold rush, the people, the only people that really got rich there were the people selling pickaxes and the people selling land plots. It wasn't the people in the gold rush. Every now and then somebody would hit, but the people who really made bank were the people that were selling, the thing, the mechanism that you thought you would get rich by. And that's the same thing here, somebody selling flea market space. I've never seen, we have a local flea market and it's junk, it's absolutely junk. In fact, you can tell Lynette Preston has had a lot of stuff gifted to her because those display shelves and everything else, that's high quality,
Somebody was saying that those display cases may have come from Robbie because apparently he has a lot of those. So he may have given those to her. And I don't know.
That's interesting. The thing is, they kept saying in the ecosystem, remember Ray and his big girl and, oh, you're a big girl. That video.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is you need to mark that for another Rumble too. Because oh my God, that is it's just so douchey, the way it comes off. But they were saying, well, you have your own business now. Yeah, you guys didn't teach her how to set up a business, actually. You gave her all this free shit to sell. Well, when you cut it off, she doesn't have a supply chain. She didn't build it. It's not organic, so it's not going to last. It'd fall apart. Even if she was doing great, it would fall apart, They also don't know how to shove money back into the business. So,
well, also like the permanent jewelry thing she's doing, right? The pricing on those is like $80 to $100, over $100 per item. That's more of a high end kind of item that you might do better at a craft fair, right? Where there are more high end items, or like a Chris Kindle market or something like that. A flea market? Nobody's going to a flea market to buy gold jewelry.
Yeah, I take like $20 if I'm going out. I'm looking for video games or something, something cool, some toys or something like that,
It's just more proof she throws her money after bad ideas, just this isn't good.
Well, people gave it to her for free, though. People were investing in that. I mean, also, I wouldn't go to the flea market and trust somebody to give me anything that was actual silver or gold.
Well, that's true. That's also true. Like, why would you think someone at a flea market was actually selling actual gold items?
And they're not. I mean, I'm sure if you look at her process, there's probably something jacked up in it. I would be shocked. Why doesn't she make a video and prove me wrong? You know what I mean? She
Mhm.
totally could, because until I see it, seeing is definitely believing. And well, her writing, I've seen enough lies in it. But continuing, she says, I'm blessed. Bye bye. What was done for my daughter in the future? Wait, what? And what has been done for us? We're so blessed by. What does that mean? I am so blessed by what was done for my daughter in the
In the
future.
future, is there a DeLorean involved I don't know about?
Terminator.
I don't get it. Are we
Oh
at
my
88
God.
miles per hour yet? Somebody tell me when we get there. What's been done in the future?
That's why they built the privacy fence. It's to keep out the Terminators because HG is going to become the leader of the resistance. John is going to teach her, He's going to teach her to
God.
hobble over Terminators. They're biomechanics. They can't register you if you have a walker and you wrap yourself all the way up to your crotch.
That's why he's got all the guns hiding on the property.
Oh my God.
It's for the Terminators. Why didn't I think of this?
Oh my Lord. He's like, Terminators, the early models are really dumb. They just walk in a straight line. That's why we only have one line of privacy fence. Oh my God. They got the turtles. The turtles are like organic escape vehicles. They lock in on Jeeps. That's why we have the turtles for escapes, Quick, mount up the turtles.
Oh God.
I would love to see that. Oh my God.
The turtles are actually drones.
I would love to see John try to ride a turtle out of the freaking quick escape. They're coming for us. That'd have been awesome when the police came up there to arrest him that one time. If he was in the back trying to escape on turtleback, that would have been really awesome.
Turtleback.
Oh my God. Quick to the escape craft.
Back.
Oh my God. But what was done for us, but that has nothing to do with now. So later today, I will be putting up pictures of jewelry, of things and stuff we have for sale. I will put it all out on the table. Everything will be numbered. Oh, she's trying the thing that all these other channels do. That's what that is, where they number their rocks and stuff. So she's trying. Hey, I got a radar there. Hey, what's up? What you doing? Hey, don't run off. Wait, what you doing? Come here. Tell me what you're doing real quick.
I am trying to make Sissy do me a shower.
Hey, did you get your room clean?
Oh, I need a shower though. Remember?
Yeah. Well, you gotta get your shower. First, you gotta get your room clean. Is it clean? Oh, that face tells me it's not. You better hurry up before it's too late.
I need a shower though.
I know you'll get a shower after that.
No.
You'll stink.
I need a shower right now.
Oh,
shower right
somebody's
now.
Tired. Somebody's tired.
No,
We'll
I
go
need
tell
a
Sissy.
shower.
We'll go tell Sissy then to help you. Okay.
Sissy won't take me a shower.
Tell her Dad said to help you. Okay.
I will
Tell her Dad said
I'll
specifically
go tell
not
her.
to argue. Close my door. She's tired. You can hear that. She got
Yeah.
up real early. That's why she's like, when you get to that wine
Shower
stage.
now.
Yeah. Well, she was fixing to do the crying thing too. 'Cause she
Enjoy that because when she turns 11 or 12, you're not going to be able to get her in a shower.
not just that. I know. I've got the other one that's like,
How long can I go without a shower? Yeah,
I'm like, you ain't going long at all. You get in the shower. Get in there.
I dealt with that for a while.
All right. So everything will be numbered. If anyone wants to buy anything, and you'll all have to let me know, you'll have to message me with what you wanted. If it's still available, I'll approve it. I will pay, you'll pay for it and I'll ship it. See, I also don't trust this. Just to say, after everything that's been happening in the ecosystem, I don't think I trust them to ship me my stuff. I get the feel. I think her rocks though are not selling. Like again, because she's trying to sell. She's talking about her gemstones. JIM stones. So you'll have to pay.
I can't stop thinking about that permanent jewelry. Imagine getting something permanently soldered onto your wrist or ankle and then it turns you green.
Imagine her with a soldering iron trying to put something on you. Holy God.
I don't know. It doesn't sound that hard. I feel like she could do it.
I don't know. I don't know. Imagine John. He's like she goes to do something and he takes over the booth.
Now that would concern me.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, he soldered it to my tooth. Oh my God. You'll have to pay a simple shipping fee, which should cover most of anything that I would ship, and I will send you whatever I have. Whatever I have, I will have sterling silver. I will have some gem time stones. I will have some crystals that we've either John is what the fire? What does this mean? I will have some crystals that we've either John is either one. Wait, John is a crystal?
I don't get it. Or were given to him?
I don't know. Like I will have some crystals. John is either one. I mean, it doesn't say we're given to him. What? But John is either the crystal or some were given to him.
I don't know, but again, you know what this sounds like? It sounds to me like she's a competitor of Jeremy Hale's.
Indeed, it sounds like they're selling kidney stones. That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh God.
He's like, you want to buy a crystal? I made it myself. You'd be like, oh, gross. What do you call it? I call it Ode to Mountain Dew and Pain. You'd be like, oh God. I don't want that one. He does funny. Though. It sounds like they set up a business that, it's a knockoff. She's been watching all these other channels that wanted to be competitors to Jeremy Hale's. All these others. And she's like, wait a minute, I should have gotten in on that action. And you know what, Lynette, you should have. Unfortunately, none of the ecosystem will buy from you anymore. Maybe she's thinking only me will buy from her.
Maybe.
Well, remember the other day for Robbie, talking about Servergate there, he dropped something like $6,000 on him. So she might be like, yo, I'm going to set up one of those things too, because he bought her. He bought everything out. Yes. What's going on? Yes.
Sissy, now even taking my shower with not even opening the door.
Did she fall asleep?
No, he was talking to me and he said he was trying to ignore me.
Trying to what? Ignore you.
No, I'm starting to understand her. She's ignoring her.
Yeah.
I said Dad says, and then her just said
no. You tell her Dad said right now, and not to argue and not to ignore you. You tell her, and close my door for me, please. Hey, don't take no for an answer. You tell her. You tell her Dad said, and shut my door. Thank you.
You better text her. You better text her.
She's supposed to be keeping an eye on her right now.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. So right now she's actually here. Let me what? Hey, give a shower and don't argue. Thank you.
I love it when they try to get out of their babysitting duties.
Yep. Thank you, Stinky. That's why she's always like, when you get on here, she's like, you're Stinky, because I do that. I call him. I'm like, thank you, Stinky. What's funny is she's probably asleep or something, and she's like, I know I heard her in there. She's ignoring me because it makes her so mad when she can't get in her sister's room. She wants to go in. She's like, but I've got to check on her. Actually, what was really funny is there, those simple locks where you can unlock them with like a little screwdriver or anything. The little turn mechanism right there. Well, I told the kids, they weren't supposed to lock their doors when they go to sleep. It's a fire hazard, so don't do that. So she saw me unlock her sister's door one night where she fell asleep, and I was like, "Hey, you can't do that because I can't wake you up. You sleep like a brick." So she figured that out. She was like, huh. So she saw me put the screwdriver up, and she was unlocking her sister's door at night and going in
Oh
if she ever
boy.
did it, or in the day, or just whatever, if she found it locked. And her sister caught her because she came down. She was like, Sissy took my key away. I was like, your key? What key? She said, this screwdriver. I was like, that's not your key. What are you talking about?
The screwdriver is not a key. Look, the chat sent me they found the time machine. Check it out.
Oh my God, let me see this. All right.
Why do I look like Guy Smiley? What?
Oh my God.
I look like a dude with long hair.
Yeah.
It's funny though. Look, we're in a
Oh my
DeLorean
God.
tug.
That's hilarious. I love it. I actually
We're going
love
to
it.
the future.
I love it. You know what? I'm still telling you. I'm gonna serve. I'm gonna get Stupid Dave served. Can you smell the Whoppers? Come on, smell them. They're coming for you. You watch. Within a couple of weeks, he'll get served, and it'll be like, remember this moment. You remember it, okay? Because that's what started it. It is. This is gonna be funny if that really happens. I'll be like, I take total credit. He'll be crying on it. He'll be like, Doug made me the Whoppers. What happened? Where are they? He promised. I want to know too. This is a good question. So she said nobody has permission to use the likeness of the child, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said outside the bin. So what about that comic book that Dave made?
Yeah. Weird. He wrote an entire graphic novel about her kid.
Yeah, I was like, what? Now, again, I'm not saying anything with it. I'm just saying that's very odd. Writing an entire graphic novel about someone else's child is not something typical. In fact, if you wrote an entire graphic novel I've written with my kids, because they're my kids. If you, however, wrote one about my kids like that,
yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, I would not be happy, And it's also it's also the theme is really creepy too. When you think about someone else writing about your kid, it's about again, they want to make it about a germ, but it's about someone trying to go after a kid and the kid being, superhero or whatever. But I was like, that's very creepy, all of that's very creepy. Yeah. So
I would not want someone like that man sitting around in front of a computer in the dead of night, imagining scenarios with my kid.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
gross
anybody like sitting around like that, unless, like I said, if I bring on an artist, that's
right.
it.
If I paid someone to do it, that's one thing. But no,
I've had artists work with me. I mean, and again, there are people that have permission, like they make funny stuff. Okay, like a Dead Punk, for example, right? Dead Punk, 100%. That dude, he works with me on stuff. Awesome person, great guy. 100% great person. But this guy, we're being told now, we're being told that nobody had permission. So I wonder if did she know that? Again, I realized that they had the kid yelling Super Dave and all of that, but that does not mean that, and even if he had permission, why would you trust her to like not say something in the aftermath? Because I'm getting the feeling from the Fleas that a lot of their permission, well, some of it was assumed because they were like, oh, well, she was in the chat and she saw this. And like, well, that's not permission.
That's not permission because you can't even prove that she saw it. You don't know that she saw your thumbnails. You don't know that.
Well, even if she did, even if she was like, hey, I like that, that doesn't mean that you get to merchandise,
Right.
Oh, it's so bizarre, man. So, I mean, I get the feeling, though, that they don't have any written proof, because they didn't show it. Oh, by the way, this is a topic I didn't mention at the beginning. They also just straight up doxed somebody and their minor child today.
Oh, my God. I saw that. Yeah. Now, again, Fleesa is always saying that we do this. There isn't one shred of proof that we've doxed anybody. However, we continually show that they do. Me, for instance, my child, my house, my husband, and now Fleesa has put on her website. You remember that Polymop website?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She has doxed a person and her minor child by name.
Yes, ma'am. And that is a
saying it's a 13-year-old kid. How on earth? Where do you? That's a crime.
That is a crime, straight up, lady.
Not
ma'am,
even Richard
I don't know
Luthman.
the person she just doxed, but ma'am, I hope you hear what I'm saying here. That is 100% a crime because it involves minors. It is under a website that she controlled, and the reason she put it on the website is because she won't put it on YouTube because she knows it is a problem, a big problem. I went and I archived that for you, ma'am, and you can take it off archive when you're done with it. But I archived it in case they remove it. That way, if you want to go and report it, go ahead and report it to the authorities because you should, you know?
Yeah. By the way, if you notice, even that felon, Luthman, didn't go that far. He did not dox my minor children because he knew if he stepped over that line, it was going to be a different story. So
Yeah,
he
this person
only
needs to
doxed
call.
my child of majority. He only doxed the one who's 19 because I can't technically say I can't say she's a minor.
Right. Well,
But
and it
this
says on the
idiot
website.
doxed a minor.
Yeah, and it says straight up, it says the reason I know it's a minor is because, you know, she said the 13-year-old. She put that in there. So
Yep.
she made sure to put that your child was a minor. I don't mean it as an insult, by the way. I'm just saying I can't remember if it was a
And we're not.
boy or
We
girl.
don't.
So
We don't want to.
yes.
You know.
I don't want to put too much information. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mention anything on that period to this person, but I need them to understand that they've gone so far beyond the pale that it's illegal. You know, they've stepped up into a real problem, and they know it. They know it, but they don't care because they haven't faced any kind of real pushback, and they need to. You know,
she loves to talk about cyberbullying and cyber harassment. You do that to a minor as an adult, that is cyberbullying. That is cyber harassment.
Yeah, it actually has her kid's name and everything,
and his age, his full name, and threats against his mother. I mean, like it's sick.
It's nasty, really man. Sick. And again, I don't give a fuck why they're arguing or anything else. Like again, that's their minor child. You know, that is a problem. You know, it's bad enough that it is aimed at the adult. But, and like I said, that's been archived too, ma'am. I do not know this person. You know, and to be honest, I don't, like if they were having a feud, I really wouldn't care normally, but you know, I would actually think it's probably deserved. These people are horrible human beings. So fuck them. But when they aim at your minor child and they put them all over the internet and stuff, and they want to be like, oh, well, blah, blah, it's already known. No, your minor kid, there's not an excuse for that.
Mm-mm.
Law enforcement would agree, by the way.
Gives you more evidence that Fleesa and the anti-Hales crowd are really, they're pushing it. They're doing things that are just outrageous. And again, they do everything they accuse others of doing, they do. And for whatever reason, this woman has really pushed Fleesa's buttons and she's throwing an absolute shit fit about it.
Yeah. And
like, I don't really care, Fleesa, what this person did to you. Doxing a minor kid is completely unacceptable. And this person, by the way, if you are this person, you can go to the police and you can report that. Also, I heard that, and I don't know, I haven't verified it, but I heard she may have posted a link to it on her YouTube community page. If she did, if there's a link to it on the community page, you can also go to that. If you're the person that she did this to, you can go to that community page post and file a privacy complaint against it because it's totally against YouTube's terms of service. So if you are that person, file a privacy complaint with YouTube if she put it on her community page, because that's crazy. So against the rules. YouTube does not allow that.
No, and that's why, yeah, she took it, she attached it. It also, what's really fascinating about that is, remember the discussion about Randy and the crown with the polyflop thing? Remember them trying to say, well, that's not my site, blah, blah, blah. Well, apparently it is 100% your site. So you proved it, and you proved it is something that is pretty nasty. Oh, God, I hate these people. They're gross, man. They are. And I mean, again, they decided, like, flat out, just because of some vendetta bullshit, they decided to target a minor. That's
really weird.
It's gross. These people have, she complained. Remember when her mom, she said that her mother's picture was put on. And again, I'm not encouraging anything by that. I'm just saying, remember the throwing a fit. So apparently that's off. That's way out of bounds and off the grid.
Even though she puts her mother's picture in her intro.
Yeah, but yes, indeed. But putting somebody's minor kid out there, these people obsess over people's children too. It's weird to me, man.
It's super weird and creepy. They continue to say we don't talk about people's children as they talk about and dox other people's children. It's absurd.
It's gross, man. There's so many of them. A lot of them do it too. And and yet when they have like the person they were telling us was the greatest person since sliced bread over there. The only child that they didn't talk about safety and use a safety consideration thing, although they're doing it now. They're doing it now. They're actually, weirdly enough, they're still taking shots at LP through the kid. I think they're going to do more of it tonight. So... it's so nasty. Like I said, it's gross business. And this person, again, contact your local law enforcement. Contact her local law enforcement. Because I mean, she's not supposed to be doing that. So let's see. John was a Jim. Let's see if there's anything else. I wonder if there's any comments. I haven't checked either. But we need to get things done. And so, see, this is, again, all this is personal. Like, the point in bringing this up is to say that during the bankruptcy, she is selling things and she is doing this for personal reasons. These are things she did not list. She tried to use the turtle sanctuary as an excuse, but now she's telling you over and over again that this stuff is for personal benefit. So how is she running? That's another thing. How in the world is Florida allowing her to run a animal sanctuary when she can't? They're living in a hot box and they just had their home repossessed. I mean, they can't be taking care of them. That weirds me out, man. So much stuff. Let's pull up the.
You haven't heard her talk about turtles in a while. Like, are they even still alive?
I don't know.
Are there any left?
I very much wonder that sometimes,
I do too. I do. I'm not sure if they made it over the winter. I mean, you don't hear her asking for turtle food. She's not complaining about any of that anymore. So what's up with the turtles? Do they even exist anymore?
Yeah, it's like they all disappeared. Remember too, when they were asked about stuff like that. Remember they were talking about having other people have them. Did they ever, quote unquote, get that one back? Remember the one that they said that they lent to somebody or something? Remember when Fish and Wildlife were talking about it?
Yeah. Somebody or someone took it. Allegedly.
Yeah. Remember they said that one person stole a turtle too.
Yeah, like someone's just gonna walk off with your tortoise.
No, they said that person was remember they said that person was like a crackhead or whatever, while saying,
what does
of course,
crackhead want with a tortoise?
Well, she also said, that person was on her property, but she told us that she's never had any people like that on her property.
Oh, true.
So how does that work?
I don't know, especially because that one guy was arrested twice for huffing and he was living on her property, he said.
That's so weird. Yeah, this is, by the way, if people didn't know what somebody wrote me and was like, what are you talking about with that turtle thing? For some reason, people don't know what I was, building, where I've been playing around. This is, it's this right here, the Hungry Turtles game. That's
which Jeremy found in his storage unit.
Yeah, why when I was talking about
the day after Tug saying he needed to make a game called Hungry Turtles that where the ecosystem is fighting amongst themselves for the crumbs.
Yeah, I was joking about it. I mean, I had no idea that it existed.
And then he
at all.
found it. He found it
Yeah.
the very next day. It's
It
just
was
more
amazing.
evidence we're
And
living
Lady
in a
Tammy
simulation.
ended up getting that one, and that specific one. Again, I don't care if you can find them other places. That specific one felt like it was just meant to come here. So
Yep.
thank you. That, all the auctions and stuff, they go to a good cause anyway. They help them out with all this insanity. Oh, they have spent a fortune trying to defend themselves. So, and they were making fun of it too. Those weirdos in the ecosystem make fun of the fact that you have to spend money because they want that. They absolutely want it. They want to bleed you financially. Let's see. Let's talk about these wonderful letters. The Florida bar letters. Mr. Hale's letter.
By the way, Fleece is claiming she never got this letter.
Oh, that's weird because it is addressed. There is an addressed one to her. It also has her. It has her. Let's just say I'm trying to be careful in the way. I saw the unredacted and I redacted it myself. And it matches other addresses that we've seen.
How much you want to bet though? She's going to claim she never got it. She won't respond by the 25th or 26th, whenever she's supposed to respond, and then do what they always do with their delay tactics. I didn't get it.
Well, it's weird. I hope it's pointed out that they didn't get it, and yet they're acknowledging that they've seen it online.
She knows it exists. Yeah.
Yes. I think that stuff needs to be called out. They 100% know it exists. And I mean, we haven't even gone. She actually responded to this thing too. And she said, "Oh, I can't wait till I show Belito." Well, that'll be great, because Belito doesn't actually know about Leslie. And, in Fed 2, you used a document that somebody put in that is now being sued for vexatious litigation. We're pushing to have them labeled as a vexatious litigant because they are. Or they're being sued for abuse of process, for their maliciousness. I mean, we're talking about what they always knew. They're getting sued for what they always knew that was. So if they want to throw a little fit and talk to Belito, I'm sure that would be a fun conversation. That'll lead to a good conversation anyway, too. After we look at this thing here.
Keep on filing absolute garbage in federal court. I would love for the judge to see you do that, Felisa. Keep it up.
For real. And try to litigate to a judge something that
has nothing to do with the case at hand. Go ahead.
Well, they already did that. Like if she would have gone in, they thought they had a great argument. Okay. If you think you have a great argument, then make that argument. Don't try to bring in somebody from the outside, get them to insert a vexatious lawsuit, and then think that somehow doesn't hurt your cause. Because that absolutely does. That would be something I 100% would bring up. And if they said that they were letters. Now, again, I don't have a letter, but I'm taking Lip's word on that. She said she sent letters. So I'm just taking her word. So let's look at this thing, though. Check this out. Now, this is about the unlicensed practice of law. If people missed out on what happened with that is because it wasn't just one person either. This actually focused on one specific person, but I think too, if there needs to be a follow-up, I actually think that during that it needs to be noted from her live streams where she talks about being mistaken for a lawyer. She talks about, helping people with essentially she's practicing law without it. She talks about that. So maybe those clips should be utilized too. And if there's any follow-up. But here, this is ye old bar writing about this, writing to her, saying again, this is about the unlicensed practice of law, the investigation of Lisa Lee. Now, the reason that's happening too is because of one old Raybone crusher, because apparently
he couldn't go to the mailbox that was a mile away from his house because apparently she says he lives in a rural area, but the post office is literally a mile away on his way to the hospital.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
But
It's 3 minutes. You know how far the post office is from 2L?
how
3
far?
minutes. 3 minutes.
Same distance.
Exactly the same distance. So, and if he's going toward the hospital, I realize that he has stuff going on, although you couldn't tell some days. He says that he's got all of this and he's not talking about this case, but he's made 2 videos now. And he always says they're about like updates on his wife and stuff, but he talks like 4 or 5 minutes usually about the case during them.
Right.
So he's in the chats all the time. So he's involved. He just, he pretends he isn't. But it's on his way. He's not going out of his way to go to the post office. And he's just having to drop off something. He's in a lawsuit. Unfortunately for anybody out there, if you're in a lawsuit, whether you agree or not, if you think it's a garbage lawsuit, here's the thing too. Before these people bitch and moan about lawsuits, they cheered on the fact that somebody brought a false, they knew knowingly garbage, false lawsuit, false claims against myself, against Megan. And against a lot of people, let's just say, including Jane and John Doe's they were going to try to do in. They knew it was all garbage. So don't complain to me that you're being sued because you tried that to me. So if you feel like it's garbage, I 100% knew that there was a garbage lawsuit against me. But again, they all cheerleaded it on. So fuck them. Ray, if you don't like that, well, you don't have to be part of this thing that's meant to tear somebody's business down. Again, I thought when he was served, I wondered if there was enough evidence against him. I thought I don't know if there is or isn't. Again, I haven't paid enough attention to him over time, but right after that. He put out the thing about following him around with signs and
right after that he just couldn't shut his mouth. He probably would have been okay if he had just been quiet.
Yeah, I don't know if there would have been enough to keep. Again, maybe there's some bomb out there that I didn't know about, or but from what I'd seen, I'd wondered, and again, instead of needing to follow it up, Ray clarified that real quick for me. Following around with dry erasers, and don't put the signs in the grounds like the last ones. That was my favorite.
Erasable. Like, you have to have erasable signs. So
so you can hide the proof.
Or anyone can see it.
Yeah, that was amazing. He was like, don't put them in the ground like the last signs. I was like, wait a minute, did you just admit there were signs? That's a weird flex. Okay, but you admit the signs exist. All right, that's interesting. And then make sure that you hide the evidence by making them erasable. I was like, that's a weird thing to say. Why would you say
telling people to follow someone around who's already claiming he's being stalked? Go follow him to the Walmart. Make sure everyone in Walmart knows that he's a bad person. Like what? What?
See, these people are not careful at all about what they state. They get mad about things like with Lips, for example. Talking about Lips being an idiot or a moron, I'm 100% allowed to have those opinions. When it comes to other things, I make sure that I showcase something, That way I have something to draw from. I'm allowed to draw inference, and I don't go beyond those borders. I can speculate that there are things out there, on the actions, but they don't do that. They just make up shit out of whole cloth and they threaten people and more. It's crazy. So he gets himself into his lawsuit, as people know. Then she ends up, weirdly, this was something that I'd noticed, a few other people noticed too, but I noticed it stuck out right away to me because I was looking at, what I wanted to do is look at when something was sent. I was looking at the postmark date. When his item was mailed in. And what I noticed is it came from Lisa Lee. I was like, wait a minute, because I thought I got confused for a second there. I thought, well, this is this is a Ray filing, right? So, and it was. So she was preparing stuff for him. So again, that was reported there. And you have a follow-up. It's, Dear Miss Lee, please give us your written position concerning the attached correspondence from one Jeremy Hales. I would appreciate receiving your response no later than August 26, 2025. Here's the thing, too, I don't understand. So remember they told us that Lips filed a 90-something page complaint against Randy? You remember that?
Yeah. Who was it that did that? Was it?
That was 2L and her Nat and Flea. They got together and talked about it. It was somewhere between 91 and 95.
Are they the people that filed it, or was it Lips?
I have no idea. But the weird thing about it is responses to the bar. The bar does not appreciate you filing things that long. In fact, the bar stipulates 25 pages. That's one of their things. You know, you can see it here. So her sending in a 90-page thing, you know what that means? She may have well sent in 90 pages, but you know what that means? Automatically to the dumpster. That's what's going to happen. So they don't want to read craziness. In fact, I would be willing to speculate many of the things that they have filed, they have gotten rejected. When something gets kicked to the curb, you get a letter telling you that, you know, so.
Didn't Volmit put one in too, and that one got kicked?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure, like Bruce, we know put one in because he did it.
Also, these people don't know how things work. You don't put in a bar complaint while there's current litigation going. Right. The bar will not look at anything if there's current litigation. You cannot complain to the bar until the litigation is over. No. Not in the middle. They won't look at it.
They're the greatest legal scholars of our time. You must be wrong.
We're going to get to some of that later.
Oh, yeah. Well, buckle up, folks. You're going to enjoy tonight. I mean, there's a lot on tonight. Again, I had to, Megan and I were talking about this, and there was so much. Like I changed my topic in the middle of I was like, I'm actually going to go with this stuff right here because there was so much, but there is, my God, there is some absolute bombshell, crazy, stupid stuff today. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. There's a bombshell we're going to drop. You're going to love it. This is 100% you don't know about yet. You're going to love it. And then we're going to laugh at their legal mindsets.
Oh God. Yeah. Their legal prowess is just unbelievable.
I was like,
reminds me of that movie with the one about the newscaster who wears the cologne that makes everyone run out of the room. That's what their legal prowess. Yes, Ron Burgundy. It reminds me of him.
Except, you know the difference. Ron Burgundy's funny. What's the difference?
True.
I actually have watched Ron Burgundy more than once. Their shows I haven't. Not
funny. I prefer to read the transcripts.
I do. That's what I do. I get Obama or Snoop Dogg to read it to me, one or the other. Their shows are a lot better. Although, you know, AI too. One of the beautiful things is it doesn't stick with as many. They don't show up in the transcript as much as they actually happen.
Yeah. Even the transcript gets tired.
It's like, I ain't doing all that.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny when the first time I read. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Did it leave out like 34? And there's no hacking. And you notice her mod, by the way, like some of the statements are terrible from there because nobody can understand what the hell she's saying. It's like, you know, hey, Megan, what do you think on this? And what's funny is nobody ever says anything about it because no one gives a shit what she says.
You know how concerned we are about the microphones here because whenever there's even the slightest problem, hold the phone. I don't sound right because I understand that it's really awful for the chat to have to listen to that. We're not
Well,
trying to harm your ears here. We want everything to be smooth and good, and
that is the most important feature of a live stream. It's one of the things I learned early on. It doesn't matter if, a picture helps. People like something to stare at. That's why I like to show you the evidence anyway, and I pull it up and let it sit if we need that. But you need quality sound. Otherwise, why would anybody torture themselves listening? And you're
remember
asking them.
the other night you were like, you sound like you're in a tin can. Make it stop. And I was like, oh shit, I have to like turn shit off and go back to my microphone, and like Tug's mad. It sounds like shit because it sounds bad. You can't keep going. You can't.
It's not fun for the audience.
No.
We know that as professionals, we know that. We know that sound quality is paramount. That's why they'll fail. That's why they'll fail over time, because
they don't care about stuff like that. They don't care about making their 8 hours. They made people sit through that.
You know why they've had a show is because they leached in on the Jeremy Hale stuff. And even now, again, burning the Preston Bridge was the dumbest thing they could have done. It was inevitable, but what they should have done is given her part of her money. And they should have, if they wanted to stay in the game there, they could have kept their grifting going. They would have just had to cut off some of that for her. And they should have placated her. It doesn't matter. I realize that she's terrible to deal with. But you know what? That was their grift. That's why their channels existed. Even it's amazing. Like, you think about how much people dislike that. You're pulling 300 folks and you're getting sued by a giant YouTuber. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
It's also a bad sign, like, if you're going to move forward and try to galvanize a defense. If you've said that you need a lawyer, I'm shocked by that, because I thought you were always mistaken for a lawyer. But how are you going to continue that? It's not a cheap road, over time. And these lawyers are not going to stick around. Like, these people who they smelled the grift early, they're not going to stick around.
Mm-mm.
So we have 25 pages and may refer to any additional documents or exhibits that are available on request. The reply from you will assist my office in determining whether this is a matter which should be referred to an unlicensed practice of law committee. Any response by you will become a part of, you have an actual record of this. So you have to remember, you can throw in a little shit fit and you respond. Be careful when you throw in your responses too, because when you act like a clown, you may actually get yourself in trouble. But it'll be accessible to the public upon closure of the case. Fun times. Yeah, you be real careful with all the slander and villainy, because I'll tell you, if you try to focus it all on Jeremy Hales, you're not focusing on the problem you created.
Mm-hmm.
You would think these would be warning signs. They didn't learn from the Lynette thing. That's what amazes me. Lynette, she received it again, and not all cease and desists are valid. I've gotten cease and desist before, and I'm like, screw you, I'm going to talk about it. But I know what I'm doing is valid. I'm talking about public interest, public concern. It's something that it's legit. I'm not living across the street from somebody harassing them, so she got that. Then she gets a protective order. Then she gets not one, but 2 violate. Now, out of that should be a warning sign to these folks. And also it should be a warning sign that people like Bruce were wrong. He abandoned their case. So they should be thinking, maybe this is the wrong way to go. But they don't learn. They never.
Yeah, they watched him run away from the case, and they still thought it was a good idea to go whole hog forward.
Yeah.
The only person with an actual law degree ran like a bitch.
Yeah, he knew better, and he told you why.
Because out of the country, for God's sake. And yet they keep on with their. Are they crazy?
They're stupid is what it is. They're very stupid. And again, they could run a show. Like, you can run a show. You can make fun of somebody. You can do all kinds of good stuff. But you can't, do certain things. And, oh, my God, you can't aim at their businesses anymore. Let's talk about the Leslie stuff they've been telling people. I think that's really funny. You wanna you wanna look at the script stuff that they put in?
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
got that
I
in.
sent it to you, but I don't.
Yeah, I've got
You
it.
have it? Okay.
Yeah, I put it in with the
Oh,
that's been
so
good, by the way.
this is her response to us reading through Randy's new filing, our new filing in our case to have Leslie declared a vexatious litigant. So now we're going to get the very wise legal counseling of a person named Fleesa Flea.
They're trying to declare Leslie a vexatious litigant. Oh, for fuck's sake, you know. Wait, I need something real quick. It doesn't feel right yet. Let's see. Too bad I can't read it while it stays up here, you know, because this would have been better. Yeah, they're trying to make lips a vexatious litigant. Yeah, you know, that's what I need. I need that on loop.
I love the full cigarette ashtray.
You notice too, like there are no teeth. You did notice that, right?
Yeah, and I also, if you notice during the show, you'll sometimes hear the
She's in
flicking
a
of the
garage. You
lighter.
notice that too. Like,
Yeah, and she's flicking the lighter all the time. The lighter is getting flicked. God, that's the thing that I lose it when just J-Hip does the flea cap and he's flicking the Bic.
Yeah.
Bic oh my God, I lose it every time. Like dead air, just a Bic being flicked.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
Well, people have no idea. Like, if you've heard it, you realize like that is his stuff is pretty deadpan. You know,
it's so dead
show.
on right. It's so dead on right. Including, I love it when he does the dead air. He'll just these long, awkward pauses where nothing is happening except the cricket and the flicking of the Bic.
It's very realistic, unfortunately.
It's like,
you know, the only thing that sucks is like that cricket. It doesn't sound. It's not as intrusive and annoying as that cricket that they have. What was funny is she was throwing a fit the other night, and the cricket was quiet on it because you know I saw a clip that was, I don't know, about 10 minutes long, right? And there's no cricket for a minute. Then she starts throwing her fit, and the cricket starts like it's part of her, you know. When it gets mad, the cricket starts getting loud with her. I was like, oh God, that's amazing.
You know what? The cricket needs its own Twitter account.
Somebody
needs to get on that.
Yeah. Fleece's cricket.
The cricket needs a Twitter account for sure.
That's hilarious. So this kind of funny because the same motion could be filed on Jeremy. Wow, that's 100% not true. First of all, to be a vexatious litigant, you have to not have filed cases. You have to file them, and then what? What has to happen, Megan?
Dropping them, and also you have to file pro se. What?
Yes.
Read the law, idiots. The law
they
says
don't.
You have to file pro se. If you use a lawyer, you can't. That's not the same thing. Now, the only cases that Randy pulled of hers that she filed pro se.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the law applies to vexatious litigants. It only applies to pro se filers. Jeremy Hales has never filed shit pro se. So right there, it doesn't apply to him.
And on top of it, even if it would apply, he would have to drop something. When has he dropped a case? Ever? You know, I don't remember him dropping anything.
I'm not aware of any. Certainly over the time we've been covering him, he has not dropped anything. Yeah. Lynette Preston has dropped 2 or 3 cases against him. 3, I think. She's
met the criteria, the new criteria. That's why I was saying, okay, with the vexatious litigant stuff with 3, I think Bruce is afraid that even though it's even though it's not pro se, I think the 3 has got him worried about the vexatious litigant thing. I think it's got him, just his response, just some of the stuff he said. You know, I'm afraid that something will get brought up about that, and get noted about his name being attached to it. It's really what you're seeing here, I guess. It's not really Lynette Preston filing lawsuits. It was Bruce Manskin filing lawsuits. That's the craziest part of those. And I'm wondering, if he's afraid after 3, you have this number, this magic number that's been popping up. And, after 3 anyway, that triggers other safeguards, which again, let them research that. Just there's a magic number 3 out there for a few reasons. And I think that's worried them. But they think that somehow Jeremy there. So it was Jeremy that put the lawsuit in on Jeremy filed it. What? What does that even mean? And then she's trying to say, they're trying to say that she filed certain things and then dismissed them, perhaps because they settled. They didn't settle.
No, they didn't settle, you dumbass. You can look at the court docket and see a settlement. When there's a settlement, she says further in here, settlements happen off the books. No, they don't. That is not a settlement. You do not settle a case off the record. It will always be on the record. Now, the settlement,
that it's settled.
The settlement itself may be sealed. But they have to file a notice of settlement with the court. There is no such thing as a case that has settled without a notice of settlement on the docket.
With every one of these, when we look them up, how they ended, we go over that and we pull the document. That's the first thing we look at. How did this go? And we can see. I mean, shit. I wonder if I've got a few of those pulled up. I mean, if you look at them again, okay, we don't have the document attached to these, but here, check this out. Let me throw this up here. People have seen this before, but going through and making the list, like all of these again, did the stuff where she goes after her husband, and accuses him of DV with kids. Did they settle? No. Dismissed. Dissolution again. Did they settle? No. With the Jeremy Hales, the libel slander, was that settled? No, absolutely not. And again, remember, under new rules, like I said, there's an argument to be made. There's a question concerning the new law that popped up in June and whether or not those rules are retroactive. As in, can you consider 3 cases, like going back to whatever time frame that they note and say, after that, or does it start now and before you had to have 5 cases? So there's the way the law is worded. Again, there's just a little bit of question over that. But I think there's a good argument to be made that you would only need 3. And again, that's something you can argue. But even then, there's plenty. But yeah, so the bank here.
These things were somehow settled off the books, off the record. And I mean, there are times when I guess you could have some kind of private settlement where you'd be like, okay, I'll drop the case if you do X, Y, and Z. And then you dismiss the case and you get permission from the judge. But are you telling me, is she telling me that in every the bank is not going to do that? Yeah, the bank is not going to have an off the books settlement.
Her family didn't do that.
Nope. Nope. Her family didn't do that. There was no communication at all during that thing. They weren't served. It was just kicked because nobody was served.
Well, that's what you're looking at. Look, like you have dismissals because of no service. You have
that's not a settlement.
No. And I mean, you have some that were dismissed, like the stalking stuff. Again, they were kicked. They're dismissed after a hearing. So again, the idea that these were somehow settled is redonkulous. If they want to go with that, then pull up the paperwork and fucking prove it.
Yeah. Can you imagine that person, Shartine, the person who used to work for her, with all the allegations in there against that person would settle with her?
I mean, it's really bad for that. I wonder if that woman realizes that after everything was dismissed, that she still references her case.
Right. And does anybody think that we settled with her and that's why she dismissed her case against us? Because that didn't happen. There was no settlement.
No, but see, she tries to make it sound like that. See, that's what makes me that's what makes me laugh about it, because that's one of her weird talking points. She tries to make it sound like people discuss these things with her, and then she drops things off. Remember, she didn't do it. It wasn't one item against like myself and Megan either. It was two. We were added, we were dropped. So there goes the case. Then we were added to a case again. So,
Again, a second
yes.
time.
Yep. So that's a second
And then
shot.
dismissed again.
Yep. And that there was no settlement. There was no, I mean, like I said, there was not even a discussion. Megan wrote to find out if they were even, that was even really him. I mean, it's weird too. You know what's really weird is that he's saying that he was part of the filing process. So he didn't follow up as a lawyer though and let you know that that he was part of that process. Isn't that bizarre? Have you ever?
Very.
I've never heard of a lawyer not conferring with the other party to again to make sure, because if there's a cease and desist, if they have terms or anything else, like, you know, again, they need to get in contact with you, and they have so many days they're supposed to work things out. You know, they have to have a good faith effort in order to try to do that. They get 5 days, but I wouldn't even respond to you. I wonder. Like, there's some.
Do
Do
you remember when Lynette was in front of Judge Davis, and she decided to voluntarily dismiss her injunction thing against Jeremy, right? The order of protection. She decided to voluntarily dismiss it. Now, there's no filing of a settlement on that record, but that would be considered a settlement, right? Because she had a lawyer, and her lawyer at the time had her go on the record and say why she was filing to voluntarily dismiss, and that they had agreed with the other party that there would be they would not ask for attorney's fees in exchange for her dismissing.
You brought up one of the criteria that, like you mentioned before, she had a lawyer. So right away, that doesn't fit, you know, into what we filed anyway, because we're talking about pro se filing. See, Lips,
but look at how he put it on the record. He put it on the record that she was dismissing in exchange for this thing. That's a settlement. That's how you know, because there'll be some explanation, right? Not just voluntarily dismissing it.
I mean, it's just wild, period. That nowadays, again, all you need is 3 these days now. Again, he put in plenty to meet the old criteria, and there's more. I mean, that's the wild part of it. But she's like, I'm just looking at what it says to the title, the history is enough for me. They're using case for divorce. Oh yeah, that's part of it. Yes, 100%. They do meet the criteria for a vexatious litigant, because she has brought this up, filed, dropped. I mean, every time she gets mad, apparently, that's the way she does it, you know?
Right. And she did it pro se. Again, that's the other criteria, is pro se. So in Lynette's case, you're probably not looking at vexatious litigation because she had an attorney each time. What you are looking at is the 2 dismissal rule.
Yes.
That's where you get her. She can't bring the same lawsuit more than twice if she's dismissed it voluntarily 2 times. That acts as an adjudication on the merits. That means she can't bring it again.
Yep. And you've got and it's not, they've got to remember with Lynette and her filings too. I mean, she filed multiple items and she dismissed all of that. Do you think she's going to look good in court, period? Even if she were to bring something against anyone else, I think she needs to cool it in court, period. Like, she needs to sit on the sidelines. That's why the John Cook thing made me really laugh, because it's going to be connected to, like, let's just say in some fantasy world, he could come up with the money for that. You know how ridiculous all of that would look? God, I would kind of love to have John. I would really like him to sue me pro se. That would be so amazing.
Well, that's the only way he could do it, because no lawyer, he's not going to be able to. What's he going to pay him in?
Oh, God, please do that.
Electric bikes?
God, please
Oh,
do it. Yeah,
hot
he's gonna
plates. How many hot plates would it take to find a lawyer?
You know, a good lawyer would cost 10 hot plates an hour. So
Yes, 10 hot plates an hour, and they can't even come up with enough for one hot plate. So,
exactly.
I mean, how the hell are they gonna get 10 an
That blew
hour?
my mind to hear, like, you know, that they wouldn't come off $40 for these people.
Yeah, can't even throw her $40 for a hot plate.
Somebody wrote about the
Jeez.
counter. So somebody wrote a very interesting email and was talking about countertops. You know, they were like, you know, countertops, they're just some random ass thing. You know, when you think about it, and this makes sense too. Like, you need a countertop that is going to work with cabinetry. You know, like
No,
you got to know what you're going to set up.
I saw that too, but you know what I think it was?
Hmm.
I think it's one of those put together islands.
Yeah, just a mobile island
It's
piece of garbage.
like a roll in, like unbox it, use it sort of thing. I do not think that what they bought, which makes it even worse for the $56,000 price tag. It's like, wait a minute, a rollaway island. What are you talking about? Most $1,000, maybe.
Not even
Two toilets, a rollaway island, and even
and not enough lumber to do the
and,
job.
and not enough lumber to do the job isn't anywhere near 56 grand.
It's not.
But
Really
that island,
15 grand.
that island, even if it had a granite countertop. In fact, I'm going to look it up right now. Granite countertop island. Let's see. You could get one of these. Oh, geez, they have them at Home Depot. And that's probably what we're looking at. We're probably looking at a Home Depot island. Oh my God, they're $578.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not very expensive. They're not bad.
No, this is what I think that this is the kind of thing, because every time somebody says a countertop, they get corrected and they're like, no, it's an island. It's an island. And this one has wheels and legs that can be stationary. So like you could either put wheels on the bottom or legs. With a granite countertop, $578.
See, that person like that wrote brought up a really good point, because if it was something quality, you know, if you were talking about a good item, then you would be talking about something that needed to be form fit to a home. You know,
Right.
because obviously,
Custom.
yeah, it has to
And
be.
it would have to be installed. You know, this is not something you can have delivered and then just start using. It would be like the thing that IKEA would sell, or Home Depot, or Lowe's. You can buy these things already ready-made to just roll into your kitchen and use. That's the kind of thing I think that they're talking about.
With their wording, they try to make it sound like, you know, you're talking about like a $5,000, you know, custom made item.
Right.
It's just crazy. Like it's all insane. They continue this mess here. You know, they're saying, well, all right, through this, there's 2 cases against the same person. Okay. That's 100%. That's still vexatious litigation. If you're in pro se and you keep filing, do you think that you get to harass the shit out of one person over and over again and it doesn't go against the 3 or 5 count? That's amazing.
Interesting.
I think they're of the opinion that you just keep getting to file over and over again. You know?
Yeah, well, that's their entire legal strategy. That was Bruce's entire legal strategy.
Yeah, it really was. When I heard that, he's like, "Are you kidding me? You don't think there's some max out? Like after a
he
little
kept
while?"
saying that he was gonna. We'll pull it out of state court and file it in federal. Like, well, no, you only have a couple of shots at that. You only have 2 in Florida. 2. You got 2 chances to file the same thing.
Yep. He got his chances, and he blamed him on Stark. He blamed him on Stark. It was Stark's health that caused it. No, it wasn't Stark's health. You notice that the Stark health excuse came later. Again, that is not saying that Stark was not ill. I'm not even getting into that subject. I'm just saying that was not the reason that he dropped out at first. He dropped out, I'm telling you, because they did not want him to be the person that controlled access to LMNOP. because Philomeno P got up on the stand, and Stark was the lawyer there. Oh my God, that she got really lucky that she had the grudge judge for her first go. Because if she would have had a real judge, oh my God, that would have been bad. That shit show she put on was a mess.
Oh yeah, a total mess.
But someone else that she dismissed. Case settle, jackasses. Case settle behind the scenes. That's why Summer dropped. That lawyer should know that this is a joke and they're gonna laugh it off.
No, well, we know for a fact that the one with her family didn't settle, and I would bet money that the one with Chartine didn't settle. And I don't, and we know the one against us didn't settle. There's 3.
We know
right
the bank we're not going to settle.
We know the bank didn't settle.
Yeah, they were dismissed because of no service. I mean, you can get the 5 right out of just.
Oh, and ABC didn't settle. ABC filed a new thing now accusing her of the same thing we are.
Yeah, that's right. So
they didn't settle. So there's 4. We found 4.
She's got a real problem.
She's got a real problem. Those didn't settle. And if
so ABC, are they
settle,
telling us that ABC doesn't know how laws again? So you're telling me that multiple law firms have no idea how it is, but the law firm of Flea and Dumb, they freaking, I mean, they somehow know. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
God, that blows my mind, man. What a bunch of idiots. I swear to God. They're going to laugh it off. And 2 of the cases has got exhibits. 2 of the cases that I see between her and her husband. And then there's one against family members. That's right. Do you think that somehow doesn't make them valid? Because of the person? It's about the filer. The vexatious litigant rules are about the filer, not who you file against. Jesus, man. These people. I swear, how do you cover cases or talk about anything there? I can't believe that. I can believe when people watch it and they're amused by it. Okay, if you think it's funny and stuff, cool. But I cannot believe there are people that actually think these people have any idea what they're talking about. It makes me sad, to be honest, because there's people out there that are listening to this shit and they think that law, it works the way these people are saying. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Especially when you're talking about somebody who files the kind of garbage this person files. I guarantee you she doesn't have many settlements on her record. Guarantee. Because a regular, an actual lawyer looks at what she files and goes, holy shit.
Yeah, that's where you get the shotgun pleading, like the judge chewing people out.
Yeah.
That's a Leslie filing, by the way.
Never in the history of ever did that judge ever see a filing that needed to be declared a shotgun pleading more than that one. That's what he said. Never in the history of ever. If anything should ever be declared a shotgun filing, this is it.
That's amazing to read, by the way.
That was the best order ever. No lawyer in their right mind is settling with a person who does that.
No, 100%. They're garbage filings, and what they've done is they've gotten themselves in quite the quandary, because they have quite a few law firms coming after them. Again, they want to talk about this one thing. They don't want to talk about they got those. They have the law firms that are coming after them in other cases as well. So, and who knows what else is going on that we have no idea about. I wonder about that too.
You know what else they were complaining about in that transcript? I didn't highlight it, but they were like, Leslie hasn't said anything. She hasn't said anything about this since this happened. She said nothing. Well, that's probably a good idea. That's a good call for her. She definitely shouldn't. And they're like, they're just talking and they're getting themselves in more and more trouble. They're harassing her. No, ma'am, we're being harassed by this person. We have been harassed by this person from the beginning. We are being vexatiously sued by this person. This is what we're doing is what needs to be done to hold people like this accountable so they can't hurt other people. That's what we're doing. And we're going to keep talking about it. You guys are going to know everything that happens in this case. We're completely transparent about it. You're going to know how it goes down.
And we're not having other people come out and speak for us. That's what she is doing. She's actually having these people, and admittedly, they are talking about, admittedly, they are speaking for her. They're speaking to her. They're making statements on her behalf. So, yeah, not speaking. All right. So, okay, that's 3. The other 2 are the same person. And then one other was, so technically there's 2 people, 2 cases. How in the fuck do you get 2 cases out of 2 people? Oh, what? So,
Because she's not counting her husband, which, okay, fine. If you don't want to count him, because, she probably did have a private settlement with him.
No, she didn't have a private. She accused him of domestic violence.
But she didn't even serve him either. So he was never served.
So there is no serve. There is no settlement. She ended up dismissing those.
It got kicked because she didn't serve him.
Yeah.
You can't call that a settlement.
It's
just negligence.
That's her. When she gets mad, she knows how the law operates. So she goes after him, and she knows that people will look that up. They'll see his name. I mean, that's a nasty move when you think about it.
She defames people through court filings. When she's angry, that's what she does. And it doesn't matter if it's all bullshit. Because she never intends to go through with it. That is the definition of vexatious litigation. It is the definition.
Yep, 100%.
But again, the biggest thing that they missed is they have not even read the law on vexatious litigants in Florida. It is about pro se filers, pro se litigants. Jeremy Hales has never been a pro se litigant, except for I think he went into small claims once, where you don't usually get a lawyer. But in his lawsuits, he has not been pro se, and that's what the law is for. The law is for holding pro se litigants accountable and not allowing them to be a burden on the court system.
These people just blow my mind because they're so tough. It takes a real special level to be this kind of stupid. I mean, it does. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, this is a joke. It's a joke. Nice try, shock it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. They filed to declare her a vexatious litigant. German better watch his ass. I think she has a love for him. You think about this, like how she's crept on him, trying to watch him. How many hours of footage did she go through watching Jeremy Hales, watching him like drive down the road or anything else? That's strange. I think she has a little crush on Jeremy. I think she does. Sorry, Jeremy.
Sorry about that. Well, there is a thing that kind of happens with parasocial relationships, and sometimes it can happen with, I've seen it happen with mods, and she used to be a mod, like where, they think they just get too familiar, and they think that they can get on. And I'm not talking about any specific mods, none of mine. I've seen it happen on other places.
Yeah. I mean, you've just seen this, and
I've just seen it happen.
Specific here.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I've seen it happen where other creators have told me about stuff that's happened, and it can get really weird. And I don't know if it's about a romantic connection or just that parasocial connection, but it gets uncomfortable. And maybe that's what happened there. I don't know. But something went wrong.
There's something weird up in that mess, I mean, she was willing to go through.
Jeremy's in the chat.
Jeremy.
He just threw up in my mouth. Sorry, man. I saw the footage of you accidentally tasing yourself when you thought that thing was a flashlight. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That looked like it hurt. That was bad.
Hey, that happens, man. Hey, one time I got some bear mace. I get this gets brought up and laughed at. So I sprayed it. I was like, what the fuck is it? So I sprayed it. You know how that stuff comes out. And it's like, well, the air caught it and it blew it back at me. Now it wasn't that bad when it blew on me. What was really bad is when I took a shower, you know, because it washes it all over you. And you're like, oh my God, because it gets to, you know, all your sensitive spots.
Oh no.
Oh, Jesus God, I'm going to die.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like, man, I feel for people like when they get maced, you know, after encounters. Holy God. Oh, but I could see that. Like, you making mistakes with stuff. Because I was like, what is this? You know, I don't know. It wasn't marked or anything. I wasn't thinking about it. It was like, it was like, oh God, it's mace.
God,
I recognized it when it came
terrible.
out, you know, the big cloud of it.
Oh
But
no. Like, I maced myself.
yeah, well, and then I was like, oh, this is great, you know, just great. So dumb.
Well, I'm happy to inform you all that WTH Fleesa Cricket now has a Twitter page.
Oh. That's so good.
Look at this. Check it out. Check it out. Let me show you. This is funny. Someone just sent this to me.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Look at the picture. Oh, fat flea in a chair, a beach chair.
Oh
You hear
God,
me? It says
funny.
you hear me in the background of all the whales podcasts. I'm meaner than the fatso.
That's so funny, man. Ah, man. That, by the way, like the Shara video today, if people missed this too, like that we were talking about this earlier. There's a wonderful video that showcasing what happened with the process server. You know, the process server that tried to serve Mr. Alligator. That was pretty wild to see, you know. So if people haven't checked that after the stream, they should. It's not very long, but it's very telling, some of the stuff the police say. We need to pull that. See, I'm glad we haven't pulled all these pieces yet, because we can talk about it as one giant piece, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get that new filing too. Where is here it is. I was looking for our new filing, you know.
Oh yeah, it's short, but it's interesting.
It's pretty.
Very interesting, because basically so Randy has filed a motion for judicial notice.
I'm making sure I don't need to redact anything.
Something he wants the judge to note in the case against Lips.
Yep.
And for the first thing is the change in the law that we discussed last night.
Which is it's an important like notice. Again, there was some question on it, and I thought that was legit. I'm actually glad that I got it. Again, you know, I conferred with my attorney, so I wanted to answer with it. And the beautiful thing is that even off hour, I got an answer. Look at that. That you talk about a good lawyer there. I can reach out to my attorney after hours, and I can be like, yo, what about the changes here? Because I was wondering about that 5 versus 3, and I got an answer. And I'm like, all right, man. You know, that's good. That's actually very good.
So this is asking the judge to take judicial notice of the revision of the law, just in case, you know, if it goes down to 3, if that's applicable to this.
It may well be. See, I don't. When I look at the wording, I believe the way the wording is stated that it's supposed to be applicable, because it doesn't make sense. You know, when you think about, like, if you're talking about a vexatious litigant, it wouldn't make sense to say, well, from this day forward, if somebody filed, you know, you're talking about a 5-year, or I'm sorry, now a 7-year window, like that 7-year window. Again, why would changing the law on it? Why would that suddenly? Why would that suddenly? I can't look backwards for those 7 years. So this person, even though they filed this litigation, they somehow get to, you know, tack on a little bit more under the old rules. You know, like they say they'd already filed 3, and this new law kicked in, they would get to file 2 more. You know, to hit the. Let's say that.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So I think that's the way. But again, lawyers, law is not common sense. If law was common sense, we could all go out and we could all plead our cases. That's why, but law doesn't work that way. I shouldn't say all. I mean, I've listened to the people in the ecosystem. They couldn't plead their cases, but those of us with common sense can plead our cases. So.
Right. Right. So
but
the
yeah.
first part you could probably skip over because it's basically just telling the judge, hey, the law changed, and then he's attached an exhibit showing the changes in the law. But number 2 is the new thing, which is that he wants the judge to take notice of the docket in Federico's v. the Florida Bar. I forgot all about this one. In the U.S. District Court, Middle District of Florida, Orlando. This is federal court, I believe. This is federal, which is why it didn't come up on the Orange County case docket search. So there's the case file number, a copy being attached here too, in accordance with the Florida statute.
I forgot about that as well, like including all that.
I meant to read through it. I actually have it up on my screen now. I was kind of looking at it as we've been talking, just kind of going through it. It is crazy. Let me tell you, it is crazy.
We got to read her. Her cases are.
I want to go through this one in particular. I want to go through this one because wait till you see the docket. So go down, scroll down.
Let's see.
And you can scroll. You can scroll.
There's nothing, no weirdness that pops up.
I don't think there is, but you can scroll all the way past the law stuff.
Exhibit 1. Yeah, it's good. I take it off the screen anyway, so you don't get blind while I'm looking at it.
Right.
Yeah, it has addresses on it. It does. It
oh,
has
good.
the,
okay.
Yeah, so it had them on the. Oh shit! It actually has an army of addresses at the top. So I need to scroll into the docket itself. Yeah,
scroll to the docket because I don't think there's anything on the docket.
Let me make sure there's nothing under the docket. Give me one second.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm making sure that I don't.
We're doing our due diligence to make sure no one gets doxxed because it's against YouTube's terms of service, which we take very seriously.
Yes. It actually does not count. These are law offices anyway.
Right.
But I'm trying to just, I'm doing my best to keep their addresses off the screen anyhow. Yeah, but this is the docket.
Now, this docket starts out, I've been through this whole thing, and it is freaking hilarious. It starts out, it is in the right order, unlike when you look at a docket, and it's like the newest thing is at the top, and the oldest thing is at the bottom. This is actually in reverse. So we're looking at the oldest filing to the newest. I like it this way, too. Her screw-ups are highlighted for us very helpfully in red.
Yeah, look at them. They pop up. You can see, well, right away off of the beginning, filing fee not paid.
Yeah, and no IFP motion filed. Civil cover sheet missing, blank.
Yeah, no IFP. That's man, this is amazing.
So like the very next, she files the complaint, she fucks it up, does it wrong, no filing fee, no cover sheet, nothing. Second thing she does is there's a notice to counsel that the cover sheet is required. The clerk has to do extra work to tell her that you need your civil. Where's your TPS reports? Needs a cover sheet.
And again, remember, we are dealing with a lawyer here. Okay, this is an actual lawyer. So this really worries me when I think about anybody they've represented.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I mean, imagine her representing somebody.
So she finally files the civil cover sheet, and she does it.
Here's her fee.
And the fee. It's like she's trying to get out of paying the fee. Like she thinks one time they're not going to notice.
Yeah. I got you $400. And, the funny thing about that too is somebody would go back and be like, yeah, if you did get away with it, they would nail you on that. And they'd be like, this is a problem. We need to retry this case because.
Now notice the same day, February 6th, this is the same day that she filed the first complaint and she didn't do all her stuff. She files an amended complaint on the same day. Amends it already the same day. Then we have the motions are referred to the magistrate. Then there's an order granting the motion for leave to amend. May file a second amended complaint as a separate docket entry before February 17th. Okay. Then on the 10th, the second amended complaint goes in. A second one.
How is this real, man?
I don't know.
These people are. This would be hilarious if it didn't involve like real people getting. You know what I mean? Like this. If this woman wouldn't have come after us and other people, I would laugh at this a lot. But unfortunately, she wanted to ruin us. You know.
Yep.
So
Look at the next order on the 13th. 3 days later, the judge has to remind the parties, the lawyers, that they must read and follow the local rules. And if they don't, it may result in the imposition of sanctions. So already, just a week in, she's being warned, I'm going to sanction your ass if you don't follow the rules, because you've already not read the local rules. You've already not followed the rules multiple times.
and again, remember she is a lawyer, so
She's supposed to be one.
yeah. Well, I mean, she's
So-
practicing, so you know that's the thing. Regardless of you never say when you hire somebody, the words "good" are not attached to that. You know, when I say somebody's a lawyer, it doesn't say she's a good lawyer.
And then it looks like on the same day, a notice is filed telling that the case management is going awry and that there are certain things you have to fill out. It doesn't look like you're being filled out if you look at that. Then we have a service notice, proof of service filed. Okay, that's
You
normal.
never want a judge to have to get involved this early either. You
No.
know? 'Cause you look
Then
like a fool here.
there was a motion for an extension filed by, I don't know who was that filed by? I don't know who it was filed by.
Yeah, it's
Two plaintiffs.
by-
By the other side,
Yeah.
the order was granted, so they got an extension.
Mhm.
That's normal. Okay. A notice to counsel.
which states the first paper filed on behalf of a party must designate only one lead counsel, unless so she's
So
complaining
again-
about rules.
Again, more rules, ignoring rules. A counsel must file a notice of lead counsel designation identifying lead counsel, which wasn't done.
Yeah, it's it's another problem. It's like notice to counsel, Leslie. Hey, Leslie, by the way, yeah, you have to do this. I think it's funny. So yeah, there's complaints already. How many complaints have already been filed in this? Like it just blows my mind.
At least 3 times the judge has pointed out that you're not following the rules already, and it's only been 2-3 weeks. So then we have notice of lead counsel designation. Okay, they finally put that in, and it's going to be this other person named Veronica Brianic or whoever. Motion to dismiss the second amended complaint was put in, so that we go. So then there's motions to file supplements. Blah blah blah. Order comes in on the 15th to deny without prejudice. Motion 20 or number 22. Motion for leave to file supplemental complaint. So that's been denied. And I believe that was filed by Leslie.
Yeah, let's see.
What was 22? Go up to 22.
File first motion to file.
Yes, it was by Leslie. Because she already has put in two.
She's trying to put in supplemental complaints.
And
She wants to put in supplementals, and the judge is like, "What the what?"
Wait, it gets crazier. It gets so crazy. Now look at 26. Certificate of Interested Persons and Corporate Disclosure Statement by Florida Supreme Court. Okay, so she sued the Florida Supreme Court here. She actually sued them and the bar. It looks like.
Yeah. She sued the bar because she was trying to head off, some stuff that was happening. I believe, isn't this the case where she's trying to head off everything?
Yes, that's what I believe she did. I believe that she filed in order to stop the disciplinary proceedings against her. That's my belief.
That's what it looks like.
Obviously, she's going to say something different, but that's what I believe.
That's definitely what it looks like because, it's just amazing to see.
She did, and I'm looking at the filing, her first filing, and she absolutely did list as a defendant the Florida Supreme Court. The Florida Supreme Court is on the list of defendants. Now get this, and then she added all these move-ons, people who represented parties, like who are interested parties. All these pro se people Erwin Rosenberg, Robert Sarham, Skender Hody, Elliot Ivan Bernstein, Gloria Hellman. Like, it's crazy. And
She's
so,
just tacking names on.
yeah, she's tacking names on. These are people who are filing as an interested party, like they're trying to enter the case as like plaintiffs, I guess, or interested parties. And that, of course, makes everything so complicated, right? So then look at so she gets the order denied for the supplemental complaint, the certificate of interested persons, the notice of, there's notice of related actions, a whole bunch of crap. Look at what she's putting in there. Look at 27, 28, 29. This is all notice of related action.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Motion to dismiss by.
Well, she does that. Hey, wait. That's her other move. So we've talked about moves that she does. Remember the notice of action that she pulled with the cases? Like she inserted her stuff into the Fed, into the protective order, and into the state. That's the same thing she's doing here. She's like, hey, this is this is another case that's kind of like that.
Notice of change of email address. Okay. Motion for protective order and motion to stay discovery by the Florida Supreme Court. That's interesting. Unopposed motion to stay discovery. Okay. Supplemental certification. Motion for protective order. Again, another protective order, because obviously we're talking about the Supreme Court here.
Man, I want to see what the
I know. I have a bunch of
that.
I have a bunch of them. I'm going through them as we speak, trying to get what number is that? 27?
That's number 27. I just want to know, again, does she have something to do with that case, or is it somebody that's connected to her?
I believe that is I think Veronica is the lawyer for the Supreme Court. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like on it says defendant, Florida Supreme Court, represented by Veronica Burianic. She works for the Office of the Attorney General.
I'm wondering what I'll have to look at that. I'm
so she's the representative, the lawyer for the Supreme Court in this case.
I'm just wondering the related action there. I'm curious about the related action in there.
Yeah, I just looked at the files. I do not have document 27, but I can try and get a hold of it. I have 28. I have 28, which might give us some indication, because the motion to dismiss was written by the Florida Supreme Court. So there might be something in there. I have that. It says plaintiff lacks standing to bring this lawsuit. Duh.
It's true, man. I mean,
well, of course they're going to say that the 11th Amendment and absolute immunity it protects the Supreme Court. Right. Like you can't sue the Supreme Court of Florida.
Well, I mean, and anybody but a whack job knows this, I mean, it would take a lot. It would take a lot to be.
Well, they would have to be acting outside of their role as judges.
Mm-hmm. It's very difficult.
How do you sue the whole court? I mean,
how do you ever even get that off the ground? Like, it would be.
You don't. It ends up like this. Which is, again, she should have known that this filing would go nowhere, and thus makes it frivolous.
She absolutely. I sometimes I want to say she knows that, but then I think maybe she doesn't. I mean, I want to say, well, everybody knows that, don't they?
Oh God, listen to this. Plaintiff alleges, pursuant to Title II of Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, plaintiffs should not have to continue to endure discriminatory statements during court and in court pleadings directly targeting her disability. See, she went after the bar for saying that she needed to get help and take meds because of her problem. Plaintiffs should not have to endure discriminatory statements about plaintiff's mental health that were published and tagged and TFB, the Florida Bar, and staff investigator names. Plaintiff does not claim that the Florida Bar or Florida Supreme Court or any representative thereof made these statements, but brings this action because defendants failed to take action prescribing such individuals from making the statements. Like, it's just garbage. It's just garbage.
Well, it's funny because she uses that as an excuse for all of her bad actions. And then
I'm ADA.
Yeah. Actually, there's a wonderful clip for that. It's still in here. There we go.
I'm ADA protected.
What the hell is that? That was terrifying. I'm going to see that in my nightmares.
That was in Miyagi's video.
God, is
I was
that
like,
funny?
I need that. I need that.
My God, that puppet is amazing. We need more videos of that puppet.
We do. We actually need that talking when we read some of her filings.
Oh my God, that is fantastic. So anyway, then we go on to more protective orders. Okay, supplement. You can scroll down past 32. Oh, it gets crazy, guys. 33, we got an order, a big one.
Yeah, and this is Randy. The whole point in this is Randy's like, yo, look at this. Just look at it. This is what we're talking about.
The protective order and the motion to stay discovery was all granted. It's ordered that the parties in case management conference, you have to do these reports, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the Supreme Court's motions were granted. Then we have motion, 35. Motion for permissive intervention to make a claim against the Florida bar by Erwin Rosenberg. This is just some crackpot pro se filer trying to get into this case. This is so crazy. It's so, and also, Kevin Cox is the Florida bar attorney, so we can ignore what he did. It was probably normal. Then we have an order denying without prejudice for failure to comply with the local rules, the motion for permissive intervention, the run right before number 35. So it doesn't apply. The rules it didn't follow the rules. So it's denied. Then there's 37, an order to show cause to the plaintiff shall show cause in writing why this matter should not be dismissed for lack of subject matter jurisdiction.
Of course.
Because the Supreme Court's filing, the motion to dismiss said this lacks all jurisdiction. She doesn't have jurisdiction over the Supreme Court to make us respond to this. And then look at all these notices. Look at what happens then. There's another one, number 39, another motion for permissive intervention by that same Rosenberg guy. And then there's a response to the order to show cause by Leslie, and then an order right away about number 40, her response. It's ordered that within 14 days, she has to respond to the other filing. Okay, fine. Keep going. There's more interventions. Here's another one. There's a response in opposition to the motion to intervene. Then we have let's see, there's another intervention. There's like 5 of them.
Intervention on 43.
There's like 5 of them. Response to plaintiff's answer. Okay. Response to request for briefing. Continue down 46. Motions to dismiss filed by Florida Supreme Court. Motion to dismiss filed by okay, here it is. By June of 2023, the judge has already decided to dismiss the second amended complaint for lack of subject matter jurisdiction on mootness grounds, to deny as moot all other pending matters, and direct the clerk to close the file. Now, that's it. The judge has said, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. Let's pack it up.
Now, Tug, look at how many more months this goes on. Now, this is where it gets wild. It goes all the way through, I think, September or October, after the judge says, close the case, we're done. So there's striking certain things because they removed that notice of supplemental authority by Rosenberg because they're like, you don't have anything to do with this. You're out. So by July, we have more interference by Rosenberg. They're trying to strike another one, objections to the report, because he has nothing to do with the case.
Newly discovered evidence by Federico's 54. Man, I got to look at 54. I want to see what you put in there.
There's an objection to the order to strike by Rosenberg, a notice of filing newly discovered evidence by Federico's.
I want to see 54.
All right, let me see if I have it. Let me see.
I want to know about that when we go through. I want to know what the hell she tried to revive this case with.
Oh, and she does it. She gets it revived. I don't have 54. I have 55. Wait, I have 55. I have the order.
Okay.
Which is the order about 54? No, it's not. This one is
That's about
about
46. Let's see.
46.
46 is reports and
The
recommendations.
defendant's motion to dismiss.
Reports and recommendations, RE 20. Okay, so this is just
That's just
stacking
all of it.
motion.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the order for 54? Do we have an order for? I might have an order for 50.
It may be down because this is 53 right here. So that's Rosenberg. And
all right. So then we have motion to vacate dismissed amended complaint 55 on the motion to intervene. 57 amended motion to vacate the dismissal. That would be funny too. I don't have that one either. Darn it. I don't have any of the good ones.
we're going to have to really get all this stuff. This is one. By the way, folks, if you'd like to back the channel, enjoy that. See, some of the stuff we don't have to pay for. Some of them we do. That's how we get them. Some we source in or not. But if you like to enjoy the shit show and you would like to endorse said shit show, and like I said, you want to join in and have fun and make them quake as you do it, then think about sending over those wonderful, wonderful breadsticks.
That's right. We're going to have to pay Pacer for these because these sound hilarious.
Yes.
All right. Then we've got the order denying. So number 58 is an order denying for mootness the plaintiff's motion to vacate the dismissal and to amend to sue for claims. So the judge is like, nope, denied. Then she files a motion to disqualify the magistrate. Of course she did.
She takes a shot at the judge.
Yeah, I want that one too. And 59. I need 59. I need 59.
It did. Look, there's the order denying as moot. The motion to disqualify.
Right, because the judge is like, I've already closed this case. It's done.
She put in look, and she amends it. So it not only gets us a motion, but she puts in an amendment.
She makes the judge read two of them. Then there's number 62. Look at this. Motion to intervene. Motion for miscellaneous relief, specifically permission to e-file by Robert Joseph Sarhan, some other weird crackpot pro se guy, right? Then there's another one. Another one, number 63, is somebody with the last name Hottie. Then we got number 64, Bernstein files a motion to intervene. And then we got another Bernstein, same Bernstein, two of them.
Are these real people, or is this just you
Who the hell
this shit out of
knows?
the case? I mean, you don't really know.
And then we have response to motion 57 to vacate. I don't know who by the bar. The bar filed that, number 66. Do we have that? No, I have 60. Do we have any of those? Wait, what are the numbers of those motion to intervenes? What? 65.
So it would be 62, 3, 4, and 5.
Damn it. I have 60. What was number 60?
That would be the amended motion to disqualify. So that is one of the
I have that.
I have
that. I have it.
Keep it. I would have seen
I have it. It's 20 pages. Holy shit.
Oh my God. That's going to be spicy and fun to read. I wonder if the words ADA protected. I'm telling you, we just for a month we need to just go through her filings. That's all we need, a month of her filings, because it would be amazing.
It's going to be hilarious.
I'm telling you, folks. When you think, look, I think, hey, we've got a delay on the case, bankruptcy, right? We haven't done anything. We're behind. I can't keep up.
I know we still can't keep up, and the case has gone nowhere.
And I mean, we have this stuff parked for bankruptcy, and the bankruptcy has been delayed for a hot minute. So we still haven't moved. There's just so much, well, the ecosystem is imploded. And again, folks, I really want to stress this while we're talking. Don't let them turn the page. They really want to turn the page on LMNOP. They want people to forget about the money. And like I said, I don't give a shit that they scammed LMNOP out of money. I never want their audience to forget who and what they are. I don't want them to try to relabel themselves as some great heroic when they stole that amount of money from somebody.
Look, this is her big argument. This is her big argument. I finally found it. I was looking for the winding in this. Magistrate Hoffman is benefiting from maintaining her relationship with the defendants by gaining their support to endorse her reappointment. You know, the bar. It is clear that she has been supported by the defendants in this case for her role in the federal district court and continues to remain actively involved with the defendants. Well, all lawyers are involved with the bar, all of them. The defendants recently published articles about her following her appointment as magistrate on the defendant's website. The articles include that she was sworn in as a U.S. magistrate on May 20th, 2019. So like what? An article saying this person was sworn in as a U.S. magistrate judge shows bias? As recently as this year in 2023, the defendants had her appear as a guest speaker for the Florida Bar Trial Lawyers Section Teachers Law Symposium, where Magistrate Hoffman spoke extensively to members of the Florida Bar. Judges do this all the time. It's called continuing education, where judges go and teach lawyers how to do things.
Oh my God. I just got an army of pics. I got to download something real quick. I've got some funny ones. You know, we're talking about the riding away on a turtle, escaping the law.
Uh-huh.
Somebody made those with AI for me.
That's funny. I mean, this is pretty typical when people decide to get mad at judges. They start saying, well, your association with the bar is a problem. I believe there are some times when I do think that the bar associations are a bad idea for a lot of reasons. And one of them is all of this politicking that they get into. However, in this case, trying to sue the bar because they're disciplining you for not showing up to your court cases. But yes, that's what she did. She didn't show up to hearings that she was scheduled to be at and left her clients high and dry, left her clients without a lawyer. That detrimentally impacted their cases. This is not one of those times where you get to turn around and go, but you're corrupt and so is the bar. No, you should have shown up at your scheduled hearings, ma'am.
Indeed. Oh, God. This stuff is like a giant clown show, is it not?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
You got to admit, though, it is at least entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining for all the wrong reasons, too. I mean, look at this madness.
Look at so then there's more people that so then we get an order 71 denying without prejudice the motion for permissive intervention because none of them followed the rules. And so she denies all of them. And she denied the motion for leave to reply. I mean, just look at this craziness that she did. Motion to amend for leave to reply. Again, she files another one. Document 73. She just got denied for the last one, but she files another one. We are into
another one.
Please keep in mind that the judge tried to close this case in June. It is now September.
She's papering that case.
And she's still dealing with this shit.
That judge, man, should eat her up for this mess. You know, I mean
go scroll down to see where it finally ended.
Good Lord. Look at this. Look how much. I mean, we're talking about. So it ends on April 4/17.
Yeah, April of the next year. She made it go. She made it go from June to April with her bullshit. Wow. How is this not vexatious? How is this not wasting the court's time? She got the same, no matter what, all these things she did, she got the same outcome.
It's crazy. Like that kind of stuff should be what you get sanctioned for. You know, that's what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to like just be able to hold the court hostage essentially with garbage filings. There should have been something that was added that took her to task, but of course not. It's like these people get away with some of the worst, the worst actions ever.
Totally.
That's why she needs to be taken to task.
Oh yeah, she has done this so many times and she has wasted so much court time. Think about the people whose cases didn't get heard in a timely manner because this shit was taking up the court docket for how many months is it from June to April? I don't even know. More than 6, right? It's more than 6 months. It's almost an entire year. Wow.
I kind of love the
She
fact
should have been
that
sanctioned. Why didn't she get sanctioned in this case?
that's the whole point. Like, why not? Like, she really should have been, because you know, she didn't follow the court's orders. She actually directly defied the court. The court was like, "Yo, it's done," and she's like, no, it's not. No, it's not."
No, I'm going to waste all your time and I'm going to rage paper the case.
Yeah. And the judge allowed it to happen. The judge, see, this is one of the things that really kills me about a lot of the judges. Like, there
Thank
are
you,
rules
Lisa.
against
10
this.
months. 10
They just-
months.
yeah. Yeah. Think about all the cases that are not heard during that time. You know, one of the things, it's resources. It's our resources. Like the courts are supposed to look after our for us, for justice, period, not just in cases. They're supposed to look at anything that's like this, anything that's vexatious, and they're supposed to tell somebody. They're supposed to be like, look, you know, you can't do this, and sanction people for acting like that. I mean, here instead of having that dealt with and Leslie being already in trouble, because she should have already been labeled a vexatious litigant a long time ago. But instead of all this stuff being dealt with, it's not just people that have dealt with it, kicking it, down the road, kicking that can down the road. It's the courts. The courts have not done anything about it, and the bar has not done anything about it. I mean, they let this. I'm sure that she's gotten plenty of bar complaints. And in fact, you saw what happened. The bar, in lieu of discipline, they let her step aside. Essentially, they were like, yeah, you're not our problem anymore. So what we're doing here is we have Randy saying, hey, can we get this brought up? Can we have something done about this? Because this is crazy. I think the law thing is actually kind of interesting too, because it's going through. One of the reasons, like, people were asking, hey, why would the law itself, why would it be confusing? The bills. Well, if you look at a bill, if you look at how it's set up and worded, I'm not going to read through all of that, but I mean, look at everything in here. I mean, again, like, when you go through, like, Randy went through and added in all of the new stuff so he could bring it to the court's attention. You can see him highlighting out, but look at all this mess. This is why it gets confusing. This is why you have to have a freaking lawyer too, because you have to keep up with all this garbage. But you can see in the vexatious litigant thing, you notice it's pro se, like Megan said, pro se. Pro se comes up pro se.
Yeah,
so
this law is not about people who file with attorneys, because if the attorney is filing something vexatious, they will be held accountable. They will be sanctioned. There are rules for that. And the court expects attorneys not to do such things because they're members of the bar and they're held to a higher standard. Pro se litigants, however, are not bar members. So they do not have these ethical standards they're supposed to follow. And so they need to be guided in some way, and there need to be, guardrails. And that's why these laws exist.
did Shar drop another video?
Another one?
Let me just
Tonight?
check something real quick. Somebody said that. I'm just making sure I'm understanding.
They must mean the one she did earlier.
No, she dropped two.
No, what's the other one?
Sheriff Body Cam, Sumter County, you are served. So there's two of them. Yeah,
well,
so there's a service one too.
After we're done
you can
here,
see. Oh, that's interesting. It's got the tape around the yeah. Let me pull this up. Yeah. You can see you can actually see it where it's taped, and you can't go past it. So,
oh, that's funny.
Yeah, let's look at that. The blue tape of doom.
No.
I love it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, people should definitely check it out. Again, one of the problems Shara has is that when she puts out videos, people don't know they come up, and a lot of times she doesn't get enough clicks on them because of that. She should definitely.
I'm going to drop the link for you guys to make sure that you go over there and give her watch time and views. Please make sure that you do that. Because we definitely want you to do that.
Yeah, we'll go over these as well. We definitely will too. They popped up right after tonight. We had too much, and really tomorrow we still got videos to catch up there too. Look on the gate. You see that? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But I mean, you hear that in the body cam, the first one, you hear them say some stuff that's it's kind of interesting. On top of that, too, the process server tells them what's going on. And they admit that Robbie was doing some garbage, driving up on the freaking side of the road and everything. And they didn't do anything about him. They didn't pull him over.
The cop, when the process server tells the police officer that he drove on the sidewalk, that Robbie drove on the sidewalk, the officer goes, I can't stop a vehicle for breaking, what did he say? It was for a moving violation.
Yeah, and while he's driving, wasn't that what he was stopping the other person for?
Yes, that's your entire job as a traffic cop.
Yeah, I was like, what now? But he also doesn't give him a ticket. He gives him a warning. And I wonder in doing, in giving him a warning, they're wasting his time, and it's almost, they have a garbage claim. They're not going to be able to do anything with the process server. The whole point is to delay. I think it makes it pretty clear, but they try to play ignorant too. While they're doing it though, I think this should very much be illegal. They mute out while they're having phone calls, talking about
when he calls the sergeant, when he
They
calls
should
his
not be able to do
boss, he turns his microphone off. That is so garbage.
Yeah, they should not be able. They honestly, everything they do while they are on shift should be recorded. I don't care what they're doing, driving around. Everything should be available.
That's to protect your protect the brass.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah, we should. It should be for us. There's no protections for us though.
Nope.
Because that's actually not a protection for us. I mean, it's amazing. I watched this video the other day. That was it blew my mind. So this guy, the police auditors, there are plenty of channels with police auditors. Well, this guy, a police auditor, or these cops did not like him. So they end up helping. He is falsely accused of being, I'm going to say, a PDF file. He sits in jail for 2.5 years waiting for trial. The jury, they suppress evidence that keeps him in there. The police do. And when he finds out, he gets in front of the jury. It takes 15 minutes and he's free. Okay. So that by itself is pretty horrible. Then one of the cops that knows about this guy's an auditor. Like I said, auditors can be brash and loud. They're allowed to be. They push. You may think they're assholes and hate them, but you know what? That they're pushing the boundaries. They have free speech. They're allowed to do this stuff. A civil servant's supposed to deal with it. Well, the civil servant involved there tells the guy that he's not going to deal with any type of PDF files. The guy's like, look, I got cleared. You guys couldn't do that. Well, this cop goes in and starts telling local businesses to trespass him because he's a PDF file. And I was like, oh my God, man. So the cop gets fired for this, but still, man, they put this guy in jail for 2.5 years over this. You got to watch cop. That's one of the things that worries me with Germany. Like I said, you're dealing now. We find out that you have cops that, they have relations that are involved in this. That's when it gets really bad, and dangerous. Check this out, by the way. We'll show you something. So, talking about the escape route here. Check it out. Andre, isn't it live? It's bandage power,
that's
man.
funny.
Yeah, he's like, oh, out of here, baby. No, she's escaping.
I like the coffee. That's funny.
The turtle's
That's
like, what's
good.
going on, man?
That turtle looks so put upon.
I love it.
the
Those are
hell?
good. Andre made those, man. Props to him. He makes some good stuff. I can't remember who made the chef tug. I really like the one I've been animating. I really like that mask. They made one with a. They actually didn't make him a chef, but they made this mask, and I thought, man, that mask is cool. I like it. I like how it came out, and AI recognizes it. So look, he's making a Whopper. You like that? Whoppers. Here's him with a hot plate. Look, look, he's cooking on the hot plate. Look, the handle comes off. I like this too. Wait, yep. So, look,
Oh, the handle becomes a spoon.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That could actually be handy.
Yeah, I like that idea. There's a bunch of like chef tugs though. I like them. But somebody made like a new one with a hoodie, and I was like, man, I liked the hoodie design, but I really liked the face mask. It's like, man, I bet AI can recreate that face mask, you know. So it did. Look, I even made that's the one last night. Remember with the hand sticking out from under
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that was funny.
that one too. Yeah, here it is. Mamma mia. There's Dave. I told you it's bait. Like there's Dave. He's coming out from under the counter.
No, we decided he is the counter because he couldn't hide under that counter.
He's morphed into the counter. Amazing. That's so frightening too. All right, I'm gonna hit super chats. You sticking or you out?
No, I gotta go.
All righty. Well, tomorrow, folks, we will be on Megan's channel.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the great swatting attempt.
Yes,
and we are going to have receipts. We're gonna have a police report. We are gonna have it all. Again, the things that the ecosystem never shows you. They never show you evidence.
I'll talk about this a little more tomorrow because I actually need to call that police officer that was involved in taking that statement. You know, the police report.
Yes.
I want to complain about taking a false police report. You know, again, not them. I don't want to complain at that cop, but
he did a good job.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to complain about that. And I complained to our jurisdiction here. So one of the things I'm trying to find out now, so far, they've told me that they did not find any police reports that were made about me, but that's happened before and it's been wrong, you know. So I'm going to go through all of our our services here, and I find somebody like the lips attached to that. I am going to I'm going to go hog wild on the next false reporter. I am like, fuck them. I'm going to go all.
You should.
Yeah. Well, okay. With the Amber Heard stuff, you still have Paul Maurice is still engaged in in legal action with the one person that filed 6 false police reports, an FBI report, and more. Yeah. So I mean, these people, if they've been pulling the same thing, I'm gonna wreck somebody. I'm gonna bring in someone, and I'm gonna go for damages. But I want to talk to that police officer about the false report because I want to complain about it. I mean, this woman has she's done this several times. She is misusing 911. So
absolutely,
I want to complain to Florida. You know,
all right,
I'm
folks.
in a different state. Go ahead. I'll
super tits out.
Yes, yeah, but I want to complain about that because I mean, we're talking about somebody that has done this multiple times. They have done it to damage. They know exactly what they're doing, and they've never faced any kind of repercussion. They've said they call the cops about keys being hidden, about the internet being off. That in itself is absurdity in action. But then when you get into calling the cops again, the police, they found no wrongdoing from myself or Megan Fox. And on the top of that, they know there's not a problem. Leslie does, I mean, because they're lawyers. They know the lies. They know what to say in a lie, too. The report that they made to police to try to do harm to myself, Megan, again, they tried to swat Megan, which is pretty nasty. If you don't know what that means, that's an attempt to send police to your home, to strong arm them, to say, you know, you're trying to do real harm. And the way that they did it, they weren't saying, oh, well, she does bring up I'm ADA protected, my lips, but also she says that we're targeting her minor children. So that is an attempt to do damage. And we will definitely talk about that tomorrow. Let's send some super chats here. Lois, what's up, Lois? Sam, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership and welcome to Tugs. Appreciate you too. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Sorry too. I almost forgot to mention the call. So I had started again trying to follow up for myself. And I'll talk about that a little more tomorrow. Maybe I'll be able to reach out to her law enforcement because I want to find out again if anything's going to be done about it, because we're talking about serial, they're repeat offenders. They're serial harassers, and they try to use the police for it. They filed how many false claims in court? We're looking at them. We're suing them now. We have a lawsuit action. She lied and talked about the action that she had in court, knowing that she never intended to keep that thing going. So, I mean, again, you look at what she does. She's never been taken to task for it. And I have a real problem with that. Now we have the officer's name. We know exactly where she called in. We have all that information. And that's nothing against the officers there. But it's definitely against the person that does it, because they need to deal with it. It is a problem with the officers if they don't do anything, because by law they can do something, but they allowed stuff like that to go on way too long, Anyway, thank you, Lois. Appreciate you. White Rabbit, thanks for the 2 days super tits and hair tutorials. That's right. So much knowledge and more. Lynn, thank you for your membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. And welcome to Tugs as well. Thank you for that, Lynn. Appreciate you too. Bad Vibes drops 58 months. Bad Vibes. That's amazing there. Tug, age is no excuse for being this late. 15 minutes. That's what it's turned into, man. To be honest, I'm actually surprised that sometimes we get it off the ground in that fast. That's where I aim for now, though. By myself, the other day was 10. So I can't even say anything. But yes, it is late. I'd apologize. I just, by now, I know people know we're going to be late. And again, that's not insulting or mean. Just, it is what it is. But yes, Bad Vibes. Bad Vibes is messing around too. I appreciate you, bro. Max Lab drops the 2 there. Yeah, Shara just debunked Flea One and Gator Boy. That's indeed correct too. Like I said, what you need to do is go watch Shara's videos, because what you're going to find is something that kind of points out their lies with that. Now, they'll probably try to bring that up tonight, as well as they're going to excuse the doxing. So tonight, they're going to try to make excuses for doxing a minor, which, again, targeting a minor using their website to do. I do not know the person that they are targeting at all. I don't know anything about that person. What I do know is when they target your minor, and they said that, they put their name up there. They put it on the website, and they noted so that they know that the person is a minor. They're pointing out age and more, and they're doing it knowing all of the complaints that have been noted about these people, about them stalking and harassing. They're being sued for this kind of behavior. Yeah, I'd call police. I would. I very much would, because that is a threat against your minor child, and the police should take it seriously. Tell them about the background of these people. Note, I would note some of the people they run with too. I would note people like Paint Chips, because they have in their little circle of folks, they have a guy that was arrested for strong-armed extortion. It's part of his part of the allegations that were against him. If you read what was there, and again, I take all of that as a threat. And again, it's not against you. If these people want to play that game, call them out and really take them to task. But yeah, Max Lab, you're right too, bud. Thank you. Green Veggie, thanks for the 5 there. Ooh, they're in Joel and Jeremy playing. That's right. They keep goofing on. They keep goofing around. They keep pretending like there's no problem here. And will the bar do something? I don't know. The bar is the bar is the bar. But at the same time, these people, they have bragged about all of the nasty crap that they have tried to aim at Randy. You know, they've showcased it all. And meanwhile, they're out here absolutely breaking rules for the bar. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm not going to hold my breath and say, oh man, I know something will happen. Cause I mean, it's the bar. I don't have a lot of faith in the bar, but you never know. We'll see. I've never seen practicing without that. They don't get any dues from that kind of person. So we'll see what happens there. Teresa, thanks for the 2 months there. How Bug was able to get her mail from the post office. We did not get to go today, actually. We did not. I apologize for that. Yeah, I was supposed to. So I told you all, remember I was complaining about Best Buy and TV problems? So today, the person for Best Buy, they sent 2 people out. You know, my stuff's under warranty. I have a large TV down here in my office. And they came out. They were actually prompt too. I don't have any complaints about that or anything. The people were nice. I don't have any complaints about them. But I had to spend my day doing that. I couldn't leave. So tomorrow, I'm definitely planning on going over there. But today and yesterday, it's just been a mess. But yeah, I'm going to go over there. And I appreciate you mentioning that. I appreciate the patience too. You know, like I said, we went over there one day and it was freaking closed because there's one guy. He's a nice guy, by the way, but they do not staff that little remote post. I mean, it's crazy. You'll have one person and then another person that delivers mail. So technically you'll have 2 people over there, but really it's got one person staffing the office. So we'll definitely get there though. Linguist, thanks for the year, man. Thank you, brother. You know, if you teach a child math using crystals, will they grow up in crystal, being dependent on crystal math? Yeah, I wonder. I wonder indeed. What if you start selling JIMs? What does that say? I thought that was really funny. You want to buy some gems? No, I think that's illegal. I don't think you're supposed to buy JIMs. I think that's against the law. And what's up? Thanks for the 7 months there. Hey, Tug, hey there, return. Much appreciate you. Thank you. It's awesome of you. Thank you. Andre, hey, thank you for the pictures too. Thanks for the 2. Holy cow, Batman. Look at those super tits. I know, man, that's crazy. I'm going to have to put over some little blurs on myself too. I'm going to show you. SF, thanks for the 2. Bullet point and spelling, love it. Professional. That's so funny. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Scotland, thanks for the 2 there. Hey, Tone, man. Yeah, Char's a new video. See, I didn't know there were 2. That's great. But it's some Gator Boy and his wife and cops on body cam. I'll have to watch the second for sure. I didn't know that. And when we go through that, we need to put everything together. Like I said, there's chats alone in the last few days over the ecosystem just had a major meltdown and they turned on Lynette Preston. Those chats, we have 6 days worth of chats that need to be noted. We went over 1. So there's all this stuff that's just hanging there and it's important to go over. Why? Not just because of the disruption, but because of what they're telling you. You know, now they're trying to flip the page and pretend all of that. They want to go to some other drama. They want to, go to the person they're doxing, apparently. Again, don't let them. Never let them forget. They spent well over a year telling you that Lynette Preston was an angel. She was the greatest person ever. But now she's a monster. Lynette, by the way, again, they must have something big on you. Because Lynette is not complaining about the money. You know, if she's afraid that it'll get brought up into bankruptcy. By the way, Lynette, I don't know what you think is going to happen. Do you think in the bankruptcy they're going to write off all of your lawsuit? We'll see. We'll see how that goes for you. But you had $100,000. Like, I'm stunned. That's more money. You can't. Some people were like, "Well, she's probably worried it'll hurt her benefits." $100,000, man. I mean, she could work it out. Like if it would have been treated as a fundraiser, she could have possibly kept it off of her benefits if it were done correctly and right. But if she's not grabbing at it because of the bankruptcy, well, then doesn't that say that was probably done against her maliciously? Honestly, do you think maybe that was part of the plan to keep you from being able to do or say anything? I mean, if that's the worry, because we went from seeing, oh, there's going to be a lawyer to there's a bankruptcy case. That didn't make sense, did it? Indeed, thanks for this. Serenity. That's it. Serenity. I'll get it. I eventually got it. Serenity. Thank you for the 10 months there. Thank you both for being you. Well, I appreciate that. Part of me is butchering your name. So I appreciate you. I thank you. Thank you for 10 months. That's amazing. Appreciate that. Book Dragon Lady. Thank you. I don't like that name. Thanks for the 6 months there. Good evening, Tuggernauts. Indeed. I wish it would tell me, when people, if you became a member and you're on the Tuggernaut level, by the way, I apologize for not saying that to you. I do not get a notification on here that notes the differential, but I do need to go in and I do need to look that up and to give you your own shout out there because, that's a higher level. So it's much appreciated. It's great. And thank you, Book Dragon Lady. Appreciate that. Allie. Hey, what's up, Allie? I appreciate you, by the way. Thank you for the 2 there. Hungry Turtles, Purgatory Edition. Yeah, it's amazing. So I've taken out of this, I actually had to pick up extra Hungry Hippo balls for them to eat, right? So I got 30, and I colored them silver because, the betrayal, 30 pieces of silver. So I thought that would be really funny. And then after that, I took one ball and I colored it red. It's silver, but I put red, and it looks it looks rough, and it's supposed to, because it's supposed to, they'll gobble up anything. It doesn't matter how much blood they have on their hands. Then I took 3 because they were, again, Lynette's attempts to grab the gold. So that's the protective order. That's her 2 cases. And then I need something to signify one other thing in here, but I need another color. So I've been thinking about, like I said, there's a reason for everything in here. There's a symbolism to it. But it's funny. Like I said, I've been enjoying it. Oh, but it's going to be real fun when I start into the construction. I am going to get some popsicle sticks. I am going to make a privacy fence. It's only going to be, if you've ever looked at Hungry Hippos or any of that stuff, from the sides, you have like little areas where you can actually have the balls roll around, but nothing, you can't have the hippo grab anything or anything. I'm going to see if I can find a little, like a mobile home, and put one over there on the side, like over it. I'm going to make my little addition here. I think it's funny. I love it. By the way, Lady Tammy picked that one. And again, people were like, well, you can find one. I didn't know that, first of all. And second of all, this one was found right after that. So this specific one, I'm glad I've got this one. It doesn't matter if I could get another one. This one was destined to come here. So thank you. Gotta love that. Juliet, thanks for the 10 there. It's my birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. That's right. Let's bust that song out then. You need a birthday song. You've been wanting it all day long. Let me find it. Sorry, I'm looking for it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
From both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're having a birthday that we can celebrate there. You know, birthdays are important. Some people will be like, it's just not. No, it's another year, man. You got another trip around the sun. That's amazing. You know, it's great. It's always a reward and a treasure. So I am glad that you have been here. You know, you spend your time with us. I love it. I appreciate all you folks. Amazing. Rogue Mama. What's up, Rogue Mama? Thanks for the 2 there. One of the turtles needs braids and glasses. That would be really funny. It needs its braids. Indeed. I was trying to think of what you could, again, you know, the way I envision this thing in my head, like if I were making my ultimate edition, I would need these turtles. You know, they're all in their own little lane and stuff, right? They can't do anything to each other. But in my mind, the way that this would work is they would be able to slap each other or something, you know, because in real life, they turn on each other, you know? So the way I was imagining this, and maybe I'd use it a wacky wall walker or something, you know, they have like a giant leg on the back. You know, so they're all friendly and stuff. And they have this hand and they could look like they're holding hands, right? Oh, look, they're friends. But actually, while you're playing, you could make them smack each other and keep the other one from eating your money. That's exactly what happened to Lynette, too. You know, it's funny because, again, we all predicted this would happen. I love it. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Fallen Hero. Much appreciate you all the time here, my friend. Thank you. That is very appreciated, my friend. The Floofy, thanks for the 5 there. The Floofy Overlords donate to Tuna Funds. Doug's Turtle Modification Fund. Perfect. Yeah, I hope it's entertaining to you all because it is entertaining to me. So I do. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to spend money like messing with it. It is one thing. It's one thing that has my attention. I'm going to put stickers on it. Like I said, I've got to make the ground look appropriate. So I've got to find stickers of screws. I've seen some with broken glass, like, you know, pew holes in a glass, but I'm trying to find something that as a sticker of just broken glass, you know. So I'm looking for that. Maybe I can find that. I'll add a snake in too. I thought that was a good add-on. Cajun Bayou Queen, thanks for the 6 months there. Look for pewter items, chickens and snake. That would be funny. You could actually glue them down on there like a chicken. I think the snake would work as a sticker. You know, you could put it on there because it would be hiding on the ground. But the chickens, I think that would be funny. We need one. We have to like color parts of it too. Rob, thanks for the 5. Don't forget the RV with mold stains hooked to a wrecker. You can have it leaving. Oh my God. I got to make these turtles look whacked out too. I do. One of them, I'm trying to think of how to make them look like they're people. I think the glasses and the braids would be really funny. You can make one look like a certain person, and we need one that there's gonna be 4 players. So I figure we'll have a 2L. God, we'll have a Lynette Preston. I haven't decided who I want the other 2 to be. You know, I mean, John Cook would be funny. You could really do some funny stuff. Who do you think the other 2 should be? Who's your vote? I mean, you could have some pretty much fun, but who do you think you could turn into those other 2 turtles? Let's see what your votes are. But I like that idea. Again, thanks for the 2. You can make one turtle like a trailer trashy. Indeed. Maybe I can put some Daisy Dukes on it. Give it a little walker. My Lord. Green Veg Bees, thanks for the 5. Turtle ho. That's kind of multiple meanings these days too, doesn't it? Turtle ho, indeed. Max Lab, thanks for the 2 there. Dispatch, fugitive, getting away on turtle, indeed. You know, breaker. We got dispatch. We have a 4-9 in progress. I'm sorry, what does that mean? Yeah, that's fugitive, getting away on turtle pack. That'd be amazing. Oh, Lord. Hey, what's up, Dwayne? It is good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the 5 months there, too. Appreciate that. By the way, I've noted this to a few people. I see that people write me on Facebook. I am terrible about checking Facebook messages. I try, but, I'm getting mail from all over the place. So I forget to check Facebook. And that's my fault. I apologize. When people write me, I have no idea how to keep up with so many different outlets. I get Twitter, I get, if somebody's written me on Instagram, I haven't even looked at Instagram in months. So I don't even know about that. TikTok, I think I uploaded 3 things way back when for the depth. I haven't even uploaded a thing on there. I kind of hate TikTok. So I'm more likely to look at Gmail. That's actually probably the best way if you're trying to get a hold of me, All right, and thanks for the 10 there. Appreciate that. So happy I could laugh at y'all tonight. I'm having my left hip replaced tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Prayers welcome for sure. Again, thanks for the last. Hey, you are quite welcome. I hope you enjoyed the night. You definitely love and prayers, Lorraine. You're much appreciated too. Like I said, I'm glad I covered this for many reasons. One of the reasons I'm glad I've covered this case is because of you folks. There are many of you that I have had the distinct pleasure to get to either I get to know in passing, I get to know the names there, and some of you I've gotten to know, a little more personally, which is good. Like I said, I'm humbled by the experience. It's been a great thing. So thank you all. And prayers with you, like I said, Lorraine. The reason I say that is because, again, you get to know more than just, some people are like, my chat. You don't have to chat. You're the channel anyway. But more than that, many of you, like I said, you're like, I don't know. There's a lot of good words for it. Community sometimes, I don't know. Community is good in a way and bad. I think of it like, I don't know. I don't know how you call it. Some people are almost like family, or so. I don't mean to be like cheesy and stupid about that either, or parasocial either. I just am saying I appreciate you folks. Anyway, the Floofy Cat, thanks for the vibe. Permanent jewelry uses any argon welder, not a soldering iron. Costs thousands to set it up. I'll let you know, no, MLP, near that, no. I bet you, though, they have probably gone in and rigged that up cheaply somehow. They have. I bet you money they have set that up, and it's probably not what it should be. I've seen those places, in the mall. I didn't realize what they were. Somebody told me, oh, this place. So there's one of those permanent jewelry places in Opry Mills. The big mall in Nashville. I've seen it before. This thing's cost hundreds of dollars. I didn't realize how much it cost. I was like, holy crap. But they have one of those out there. Okay. And yeah, it is a nice setup, like the Floofy is saying. It's amazing. I can't imagine them doing the same thing for that. I imagine they have some kind of weird setup. But they can prove me wrong, I guess. Rewrite, thanks for the fun. Does a crook sell belly button rocks? Gross. Gross. He makes them himself from his own belly button gun. Yeah, he fashions them. He's like, look, it's shiny. Did you know he's delivering stuff to Marla, by the way? I can't remember if I told you guys this. Did you know Marla was like, I still talk to them. John keeps coming behind, giving them deliveries. I was like, ooh, you go, girl. You go, girl. He's delivering some pretty diamond-shaped stones. Man, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Woo! She did say that. Look. This was about somebody asked. They were like, you guys aren't talking or anything, right? And she's like, nope. John was just over today delivering a pretty diamond-shaped stone, forgot the name. And other people were like, yo, that's not near your home. And remember, remember when the Grangers were nice to Elemental P. Remember her statements about what that meant? So I'm just saying, maybe there's some code. I don't know. He's delivering a what now? But it's so weird. You're like, Marla, you have these people, they're like, yeah, I haven't talked to her in a year. Yeah, she blocked me, but she's still trying to grift her in with clout while also talking shit about him. Marla's the worst kind of snake, man. Yeah, a little bitty taste of clout. Give me the clout. I love it. God, I hate people like that, man. So gross. Oh, man. Lorraine, thanks for the 2 there. Hey, thanks for the best wishes. Of course. Hey, love you. Like I said, much appreciated. And again, especially if we know somebody, everybody around appreciates it. So, love to you again. Maybe not. Drop 10 giftos. Thank you, maybe not. I did get to see those drop in too. I love it. Like I said, I love watching them hit. People, if you're around too, some people say they would like a membership. Well, that's if you're active in the chat, when they fall in, some days they drop in crazy too. There's 10 right there. That's awesome. Oh my God, look at that. It's a Ray sign. I hope Ray, by the way, I need to hit you up, buddy. I've been trying to get my health stuff straightened up, but Ray's good people. Ray helped me out when I needed actual help. I needed help with my website and stuff. And Ray still, like if I need something, like Ray will just check in. Again, if you need website work, that's one of the things I cannot stress enough. If you need it, you can get cheap websites built, sure, but you'll pay on the end game. If you want something done right, man, you get somebody like that, have a professional attached to it forever. And that's amazing. Ray, appreciate it too. Good people, man. Pickle Tink, thanks for the 10 there. 10 months, rather. I said 10, but 10 months. That's different there. Lisa said last night that a storm knocked out her internet. She had to reschedule Thursday. Someone to come on and talk about guardianship. So, snap. Here come the guardianship talks again. Oh, man. She knows, too, that Lynette is freaking out about the guardianship stuff. She knows that. That it's creeping her out. So while she's saying, oh, no, this doesn't have anything to do with Lynette Preston, she's still scheduling this stuff because, like I said, she knows it terrifies Lynette. And I'm all for it, by the way. I think it's funny because Lynette Preston, these are the people you trusted. And John Cook told us to F ourselves. So F yourselves, Honestly, I hope they keep your money. And I'm going to point out that it was a scam because, again, they robbed the donors. But as far as these folks, I don't know if I would help you anymore. I don't know if I would. Because you're too dumb to help yourselves. If a person is too stupid to help yourself, then it's just it's a effort in futility, The only reason I would have helped them anyway, like I noted, is it would amuse me. If I'm amused, then I will do many things. And I would be very amused to see Fleesa just flip the shit out because, again, she knows that her scam fell apart. And she knows that Lynette can't do anything about it. But she does know, all this big talk and stuff, you can see it scares the crap out of them when somebody actually steps in. Like, they're scared of Megan. And it cracks me up. They know. And Megan would be attached to that. So that would just terrify them. And that would be amusing to me. But I don't know. Not anymore. But yeah, guardianship. That's crazy, Pickle thing. That'll be funny. Just to see the reaction too. Because again, Lynette, they're coming for you. Allegedly. I did whisper that time. Mom Trees, thanks for the tip. Yeah, Max Lab said check your email. I'll point that out. Is that about the other video, because that other video dropped while we were live. So I'll ask her though. And Wanda noted that too. I'll see if whatever that was got caught. Rach thinks of 5. Megan, the bar won't do anything until litigation is over. Is that why the bar hasn't done anything about Gingras? The bar, to be honest, the bar is terrible about not doing anything sometimes at all. Just to be honest. But yes, that could be part of that, you know. But that's assuming that they will do something about them too. The bar is terrible about inaction. They are. We see a lot of bad actors, and they get away with all kinds of stuff. So, Jack's mom thanks for the 2. The gnat sounds like a crack adult peanuts. It does, actually. That's really funny. Yeah, it's... I don't understand why you have someone on that can't maintain mic decorum at all, you know. But then again, I mean, they sound terrible. Like for me, I get annoyed about sound issues if they're really bad. Like if that were a person on my stream, I would have told them already. Like that's bad. And if they would have been like, "Oh, I can't help it because of my earphone," I would be like, "Get the hell off my stream! Don't come back. You know, fix it or else." It's terrible because it punishes the chat. That's wrong. Joe, thank you for that super sticker, by the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate those. I love going back with those, and especially gives me something to show the kids. So I appreciate those. Thank you for that $10 super sticker. That's awesome. William, thanks for 5 there. The new podcast name, The Flea, the Gnat, and the Cricket. That's true. Is it a podcast or is it a feed? Is it like a food chain ecosystem? You don't know. You'll never know. That's funny. Joe, thank you for dropping that gifted membership too. Thank you for that. On top of the super sticker, that's much appreciated. Thank you. Wheat Toes, thanks for the 10 there. How do we stop Lips from having to read us file all this BS? You don't. He's going to continue to file BS, but they'll try to paper cases and stuff, but that's okay. Like I said, we've got to, if we need any help at all with this litigation, we will let you know. But right now we got it. We're good to go. So isn't that a strange one too? Again, we'll try to handle. So if we have plans on handling certain types of business out there with these people, but isn't it interesting? Like again, I would never encourage. First of all, never think that because you see people bringing litigation too, that it's easy or cheap. You know, people ask a lot of times why you don't sue this person or that person online. Well, because it's an expensive road, and oftentimes you don't get anything for it. In this case, though, this person again, they maligned us, they defamed us, and they told us that the purpose for this is to ruin our reputations. You know, to let people think when they look us up that we somehow, you know, it makes the problem with them doing that is it makes other people think, oh man, maybe they are somebody that you can silence with a lawsuit. It's funny because then you have people trying to run PR for them saying, well, maybe they settled. You know, it's like, come on, man. But how do we stop it? We'll work on that. Wait, this is a good question. Just watch and enjoy. Rach, thanks for the font there. Why does anyone have to file to request a vexatious versus automatic? Like you've got to point it out. You've got to point it out to the court, and the court looks at the claims and sees if they're meritorious. So when they look at it, they have to decide if there's any merit whatsoever to what's going on, how things have turned out, if it meets all the requisites. There should be, you know, it would be nice if there was a system that automatically looked at that, but it doesn't. I mean, unfortunately, that's why you need a lawyer and you need to know all of this. The law, ultimately, why doesn't it automatically do anything? Because the courts run on money. They run on your money and they love to eat your money. So that's pretty much it. Every time you file, it costs money. Every time you deal with lawyers, they get theirs, and so on. So that's my opinion on it. But if they set up there would have to be somebody too, like when they go through, there would have to be a system that would view that. And there's no system in place. Like the bar is useless. Like for everything, you look at how much craziness we've seen already. The bar is not going to do anything to these people so far. Like BBB, they don't do anything to him. I'll be shocked. I'll be really shocked. Then if they do something, what do? Dump them. So people like go out and file pro se litigation. Like Paint Chips goes to prison, comes out and is filing bullshit claims against people pro se. Like, does that seem right? So there's no system that governs it. Even the system that governs it is broken. But it is a good question, Kat. I mean, it's a problem. We shouldn't have to point that out. This person should automatically get labeled that from all the BS that they file. Rizilla's realm. Thanks for the 2 there. I wonder who might have sent you a link. I wonder indeed. Actually, I've been sent a lot of curious stuff. And again, anybody that sends stuff, take your bow. I appreciate you, for sure. I try to credit people. Sometimes I forget. If I've gotten something from 3 or 4 people, I forget everybody. I forget also like who's okay with me saying that to credit them. Because some people are like, do not credit me because the ecosystem will target me. No. So if many of you send me amazing stuff, and I can't say that enough either. When you folks do send me stuff, it is much appreciated. I'm coloring these little freaking these little what do they call those little bombs that the hungry hippos or hungry turtles eat. I can't remember what they call those, but they're little pellets. I'm making them look perfect. I'm making sure that I want the 30 pieces of silver to be perfect. And when they trail, they leave I've been coloring them with Sharpie. My girls made fun of it. They're like, why are you coloring them with Sharpie? Why not spray paint them? Spray paint would work better. But I want them to trail. When I drop them, you can hear them roll. I want them to trail a little bit of that Sharpie across the bottom there. So it looks like old pieces of metal and stuff sticking up from the green. Thank you, Brazilla. You are very appreciated. Thank you. Munson Ruck and Stone. Thanks for the fun. I can hear Jeff read that video. Yeah, for sure. That would be funny, man. Like I said, Jeff, I miss that guy. He was a lot of fun. He was a good friend online. You get to the point where you really appreciate the friends that you make with a microphone. That's one thing. That's why, like with Megan, even with Hales have become, I've talked to him enough. I like Jeremy. I think he's been a good person. You know what else too? Like when I've been sick and stuff, Hales has been like, hey, you doing all right? Just stuff that some people don't. So that's much appreciated too. But yeah, Jeff was a good guy. You really appreciate people like that. Looking back, you don't find a lot of. So I could hear him reading that too. It'd be fun. I have my favorites. Thanks for the 2. Yeah, paper breadsticks, 2D breadsticks. Oh God, I need to order some popsicle sticks. You see how like my mind is all over the place in the days. I'm talking to you guys and I'm reading that, and then I'm like, I've got to order some popsicles. Let's see, popsicle stick. I need a few. And I'll have to color them and stuff to make them look imperfect. God, why do they cost that much? There's 100. I only need like 10 or 20. I don't need like a million popsicle sticks. Do they have any that look like distressed wood? I don't want designer popsicle sticks, Lord. Here's 100-piece popsicle sticks for $4. That'll work. The kids can make stuff too out of it, so that'll be good. Where I have leftovers. The kids laugh. Like I get wooden stuff anyway. I make things out of I don't like wooden boxes, and you know I like to color them, and I make stuff for the girls. I'll make them like a box. I'll write something on the back of it. You know, they can keep it over the years. But I like making stuff like this. It's fun. Craig, thanks for the 10 there. There's not a statement, Craig, but that is a statement. Thank you for backing. Thank you for also, again, it costs money to pull docs and everything else sometimes. So thank you for that. You all arm us up and we can keep rolling. So like I said, it's appreciated. Lily dropped 24 in 2 years. Thank you there. Signed up for Sharp, but no notice. I don't get any notices either. You can hear my phone ding sometimes. It's because I have notices on. And I'm getting nothing from that. Nothing at all. It's weird, isn't it? Nan, thanks for. Are y'all getting notices for her? And thanks for the fun there. Watched Char's video earlier. I feel bad for his daughter who accepted the service earlier, not put her in position. See, I saw a little bit of that at the beginning. Yeah, that's gross, man. That is. Laura, thanks for the 250. Please read my DM. Are you talking about on the Twitter? Okay, I will check it out. Laura, by the way, I appreciate you. Let me see. Of course, anytime. Gross, what is that? Not from you. That wasn't to you. I ended up yeah. Give me a second here. Okay, I appreciate that. You know, again, we'll talk about that. I did get your message there. I'll note something to you, you know, about that too. And I do appreciate you all more than I hope you all do understand that. There's a reason we were that, but we'll talk about it. I'll message you in a little bit. Thank you for noting that too. You know, ADHD, ADKA, Lady Badger. I always go with Lady Badger, actually. Thanks for the two. I'd sell my brother Jim for a quarter. That's what it is. But sell off Jim. He's not worth that much. Andre, thanks for the two. Hey, Tug, I couldn't resist, so I sent another. Oh, no. Oh, let me look. Oh, man. Those pictures are funny. You make some good stuff, you know. I do appreciate. Give me a second there. 1 second. God, there's a flood of you all making pictures, which is funny. Oh, I like that. I think it was funny. Yeah, the American God. It's a play. I'm going to put that up on something. I'm going to save it for a minute. You know, I like that. It's funny. The American Gothic knockoff. I like that. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the 7 months there. 7 lucky months. Seems like 7 6. I know it's been crazy, hasn't it? It's been so short and sweet, and yet. Real right. Thanks for the 2. Thanks, by the way. I appreciate you and Mark. Just ask Mark. He can make it stickers. He'll do it. Okay, that'd be cool. Like what I need is stuff that looks like glass. Like I said, I'm not sure how you approach that with stickers. You know, I just like I said. There's ones that look like somebody's taking the old pew pew and you know. Put them on a car, but I don't see any that just look like glass shards. So that's what I was looking for, an idea with that. Aussie Wombat, thanks for the 5 giftos. Thank you, Aussie Wombat. It's good to see you, by the way. Appreciate that. Like I said, one of the beautiful things, too, I got to show the girls wombats. That's amazing. What's Optopoppet? Is it? Optopoppet? Maybe Optopoppet? Is that what I'm going with? I don't know. Maybe I mess it out. Thank you for the 5. I'm terrible. Like I'll see something that's good and easy to say, and I'll mess it up. Thank you for the 5. Hope I got the right umbrella on the Bird app or the Korean just send a chirp to a random again. If you're looking for me on the Twitter, I'm at ThATuMBRELLA. The umbrella guy, like there was another guy that did food stuff. He was a foodie. So he got a lot of hate from crazy people too. I remember that. I always hated having to point out to crazy people. I'm like, please don't harass that guy's family. That's not me. But yeah, that's me over there. Let me see. I had a couple come in. 1 minute, folks. Let me find them. Let me see. Just a second. Liz. Hey, Liz, thank you. Whoa, Liz. Man, listen, a hundo over. Thank you for that. That's crazy. Thank you. You do entertain us on YouTube. Appreciate you and thanks, Liz. Well, I appreciate you very much. So that is awesome there. I love entertaining. I love having fun here. You all entertain me too. You know that, right? So I very much appreciate that. Eunice dropped 20 as well. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. You know, there's nothing stated on there, but again, that is plenty of statement. Thank you, and I appreciate that. All right, I think we got somebody else rewrite theirs too. So print the sticker on a clear vinyl. Well, I'll have to think about. I say I've never done printed stickers before. I'll have to see. All right. Well, I noticed. Let me see who's live. I think Shizzy was live. I need to do a redirect, man. I haven't done a redirect in a minute. So give me a second. Let me see who's live. I do need to get some love here and there. Yeah, he's on. Give me a second. I'm going to redirect you over there, okay? I like doing a redirect because people are like, oh, yeah, they see the love, you know? And one of the things I hate, too, is where I haven't done redirects lately, people assume there's some meaning behind that. I'm like, yeah, there's a meaning. It's called I'm lazy. I'm sorry. You know, after 3 hours, sometimes I just don't redirect. But there's no like negative meaning in anything I do. If there was, you know, I get along fine with Shizzy and everybody else, you know. But somebody wrote me and was asking about, are you not redirecting to Shizzy and named a few other people? I'm like, no, it's just. You know, I haven't. So I'm going to do a redirect tonight. I'm going to do a direct one just so people know that there is not some kind of broadcast. Again, I like everybody just give me a second here. I love you. You also, one of the reasons that sometimes I don't do it is because you have to set it up during the whole thing. So it's like, see, and it's being stupid too. It didn't. What in the world? It didn't pull up Shizzy there. There it goes. It's so weird. All right, here we go. Got it. But yeah, I'm gonna send you over. Tell Shizzy, give him some love. Tell him Tug sent you, and I appreciate you folks. I'm gonna end here too today. Like I said, very much appreciate you all. We will be on Megan's channel tomorrow, and we will see you. Thanks.